I'm Jeff Graham. I tattoo at Sacred Rights Tattoo. Has been tattooing for 14 years. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be looking because they didn't tell me. Jeffrey Graham Tattoos on all the social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Patreon. Is that all of it?
That was the most awkward fucking intro I've ever seen in my life. How am I
supposed to do it? What am I supposed to do?
Hey guys,
Hey guys.
Maybe not like that.
That's
I
it.
don't know what I'm supposed to do.
That's going at the beginning of the video.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I also don't know where I'm supposed to be looking.
Try one of each.
One
Just
of each.
this one.
Just that one.
Try again.
Really? I gotta do it again?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Better
what am I
listen
supposed
to
to
your
do?
woman, bro. I don't.
This is why I'm terrible at social media.
Guys, we were sitting back in the whiskey room again with Jeff and his wife, Angie. Jeff, how long have you been tattooing?
14 years.
And you work at?
Sacred Rights Tattoos.
And what is your social media?
Jeffrey Graham Tattoos on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Patreon.
We had to do this because otherwise it was a super painful intro.
Peaches.
And we are back. What did I miss?
Over there hitting that dab.
Oh. We have Jeff and Angie back in the house today, in the whiskey room. This is the kind of night we're gonna have, apparently.
I'm pretty excited. I wasn't expecting this kind of energy, especially after my little nap.
Yeah. So they were our first in-house guests, and they will be our last in-house guests, as far as I'm concerned.
We're getting a studio.
We are getting a studio. And when that studio is set up, ain't doing the shit in my house no more.
Yep.
Because this is ugly.
Yeah.
I thought you was pointing at me. I was like, damn, bro. You invited me here.
Yeah. Well, you know, I bought 6 of those so I could make it go all the way across the wall.
Didn't work out.
I just didn't feel like putting it together.
Oh.
And where am I
getting
getting
those ones for the shop that are like real big?
But where am I going to put the other ones? Like, they're already kind of just taking up space, so they're in a box in a closet, just chilling. So how are things at the shop? It's been a while since you've been here. It's been, what, like 5-6 weeks?
Since we did this?
Yeah.
Well, like it's been longer than that, hasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. Time doesn't exist for me.
Beginning of the summer.
Yeah, beginning of the summer.
June-ish, I think.
So did we have the girls yet?
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
So then how has life been in the last 2 months? How about that?
Slow at the shop.
Yeah, it's
Been pretty slow. Yeah. It's not too slow for me yet, but I can see it. See it on its way.
Yep. You know why that is? Because insurance companies in the state of Florida are fucking residents, and everybody that got hurt by that hurricane is not getting paid.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I had to come out of pocket $30,000 for my roof.
It's not even the full amount.
Nope, it's not. So,
Insurance should be forced to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they should be.
the money that they insure you for should have to go into an escrow or some kind of account. They should have to have that money.
Yep, I've been a really big fan of DeSantis this entire time, but I've seen some of the things that he's done with insurance and some of the things that he's done in terms of behind the scenes shit with storm damage and things like that, and I'm not a fan. Like, he's kind of lost my support and all of that.
It doesn't matter. He's like 35 points behind in the polls or something like that.
Yeah, well, he was the second runner in terms of the Republican primaries. They, you know, obviously Trump is holding that, but Vivek Ramaswamy is taking the second place point.
Oh, word?
And I am a fucking fan of that dude. He's not a politician. He doesn't talk like a politician. When people ask him questions, he actually answers them and doesn't like skirt around with like pre-programmed responses.
I don't follow it too much, so I don't know who it is. I don't know. I should probably pay attention to more policies and stuff, but
yeah,
I don't.
When it comes down to it, local election shit matters way more than the main stuff because the main shit's, we don't really have a whole lot of control over that. So do we want to do a Ruminations episode and like they can answer questions?
Yeah, we can.
Ruminations. That's when a cow chews stuff, right? And swallows it, spits it back up?
Yeah. Regurgitation, rumination, same thing.
Ruminate. No, they call them ruminant animals. Cows are ruminant animals.
Yeah.
They have a rumen.
A rumen.
Yeah.
Rumination is like a thought.
Okay. I didn't have those.
So, thoughts?
We had cows.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Just not thoughts. Got it. We have our podcast, and we do live episodes, and we have a Friday episode that we call Rumination and Revelation, R&R. And we've covered everything from corn to sexy photos to what is cheating, narcissist conversations. People will send in a scenario, and we'll see 3 or 4 emails come through that kind of fit that scenario. So we'll jumble them together and then read the email and talk about it. But it makes it so that it's that trauma dumping shit gets old fast. It really wears on you mentally after
I had a pretty hardcore live the other day. You should have been there. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Why?
Like everybody and their dog was in there just talking as much shit as they possibly could. It was wild. I did an Alice in Wonderland thing, and she was eating a piece of pizza, and everybody took that Pizzagate shit and ran with it. And I'm just like,
Just
listen,
trolls
guys,
the whole time.
just trolling over and over. Pizzagate, you know what Pizzagate is?
No.
Oh, okay. Hillary
Wait,
Clinton.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
endocrine stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to do with child shit.
Yes,
Kid
trafficking
stuff.
and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
It's called Pizzagate.
Yeah,
called Pizzagate.
it was right around the time that Hillary was trying to run for president.
Okay.
It's a mess. Don't go down that rabbit hole. It's ugly.
Gotcha.
Right. And this guy's a firefighter, and, part of the Illuminati, but
Yeah.
it just would not stop. It was terrible.
I came in at the end of it and lost my
I shut it off.
mind.
Yeah.
And I've been in there every day since. Like, any person who says anything, I'm like, we are not doing that today.
And she's gone. Somebody came in there and she was like, hey, we're not doing that. And this girl was like, who are you? And it was,
It went well.
well, you're banned.
I didn't even ban him.
No, somebody else did. One of the
of
other
our
moderators was
moderators
like,
came
well,
in.
you're going to find out who she is. Banned.
So everything on that list, I just went to the email to search for it, and they're not there. So this is something that we would have to let Jen know beforehand.
What do you mean they're not there?
In the emails, I can't find them. So she has everything worked out in a way that I can't.
Would you like me to look for it?
I mean, you can try.
I could.
So you'd have to take whatever is in the drive and then search it in the email. I've searched like 3 of them. She has on there that she can compile it for us. So it would definitely have to be in advance. Hey, get this together, please.
Gotcha. I can't look for it.
You don't have your phone?
I have no idea where it's at.
How unfortunate.
How awesome. I love that for me.
All right, so we can just talk about whatever.
I think that was our problem.
Yeah.
It's
We
not
had
really
no
a
way
problem. Once we get talking, it's very easy for us to just keep talking.
We'll figure it out eventually. It's the awkward silence that gets
What are
us.
you looking at me for?
Because you're still running the show. You got the
All
only
right.
technology in the house.
Right. This is supposed to be the Peaches show with her sidekick,
Peaches show
Chris.
my ass.
Ba-dum-da-da-da-da. Peaches.
I want that to be the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, start playing the music, error code it, and then play that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be dope. I'd enjoy that. I can just read bullet points.
I'm an envisionary. You guys didn't know.
What are some of the bullet points?
Very first one is sexless marriage. They haven't had sex in over 1.5 years because they don't want children yet and don't like protection.
There's other holes that don't get you pregnant. I don't understand what the problem is.
I think there's a lack of want.
Yeah, I think
in
that's
that.
really what it comes down to. But just because one of the rides at the park is broken doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you can't ride the other rides.
Was it in Family Guy they had ear sex? You ever watch Family Guy?
Is that really a thing on Family Guy?
Huh?
Yeah.
Is that what you thought?
I think she was
I was
agreeing that
thinking,
Family Guy did that
It's
thing.
like once you go ear, or no, they do that once you go black, you go deaf. It's wild.
That show's insane. I can't believe that show's still on the air.
I can.
That's wild. That's
do-
the first bullet point.
What's the next bullet point? Because I don't want to do sexless marriage. We've hit on that a lot over the last year.
Next one is just somebody's name, short email. Love bombing and how to recognize it in early relationships.
What is love bombing? Is that showing somebody affection?
Let me Google.
I hate buzzwords. Why can't you just call it what it is?
Yeah, I call it. I'm so tired of that too. I get so. The kids do it to me all the time. They'll say something I have no idea what they're talking about.
The fuck did you just say to me?
Your like term for the week is let me cook or something.
Let me cook.
And I'm like, I don't even understand what you're saying. To me, around me, at
Yeah,
me.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it. I've heard it like 3 times this week.
Yeah, that's because you won't let me cook. It's when you're vibing, and somebody tries to throw off that vibe. You go, whoa, let me cook.
I need to know like the
Where the
origin.
fuck did you get that from?
Dude, this
Yeah.
is not something. I am the least connected person in this room. Okay?
No, I get that it came from somewhere and it's now like a big thing, but I need to see the origin. Like,
In the NFL, it was let Russ cook. Russell Wilson, it was always let him cook. Let him do his thing. You're holding him back. You can't win because you're holding him back. And then they let him cook, and he burnt the house down. Not good.
Are we talking actual fucking cooking? What is happening right now?
see?
We're cooking food.
It started somewhere. Like, I need to see where this has started.
You guys realize that if you post this, we're going to look like the oldest bunch. We might as well be that.
Oh my God, are we the Golden Girls?
Yeah. Probably worse than that. I think that they were more technologically or more hip than we are.
Whenever you win this, you know the term.
Yeah. Get wrecked.
I feel like I just showed up at a horse race, no idea how the fuck I got here, and somehow won. I don't know what's going on.
What is love bombing?
So love bombing is a form of psychological and emotional abuse that involves a person going above and beyond for you in an effort to manipulate you into a relationship with them.
What is that noise?
Your glass is in the dishwasher.
Wah, wah, wah. I hope that doesn't break my Glencairns.
And it's on delicate.
So are those Glencairns. They're very thin.
Would you like me to go stop that?
No, but if there's glass in there, it's going to suck to clean that out of there.
I'm not doing that.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
What is a Glencairn?
It's a whiskey glass.
See?
It's very thin, but it's tulip shaped so that when you sift it, the gas escapes. And when you tilt it back, the gas gets caught in the bubble and you can actually smell the notes of the whiskey.
Oh, okay.
If you can't tell,
You like whiskey?
I enjoy my whiskeys.
Just
Is my whiskey bottle up here?
It is.
It's up there. I see it. Whistle Pig. Up on the left, top
Yep,
left.
there you go.
Yes. I made it to the whiskey wall. I didn't make it. I didn't get down into the whiskey shelf. I'm on the wall.
good job.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, all of those bottles up there are expensive except for one.
The one I bought?
No. The one to the right of it. The other ones are expensive. They're not top shelf. They're just hard to find expensive.
That thing was on the top shelf.
Yeah, I bet.
I had to have somebody come and get it for me.
I bet.
They got on a ladder and got it. That's how top it was on the shelf.
Good job.
Don't buy me into this stuff, bro. It's one of them days, my guys. It's one of those days.
Is it because of yesterday in the live or?
What happened yesterday in the live?
I don't know.
Didn't you just say that people...
No, that wasn't
Yesterday.
yesterday. No, that was what? Early in the
Couple
week,
days.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Tuesday, probably.
What's today?
Had to have been because I haven't been getting any viewers in my lives at all. It's been complete butthole.
Is this the ban?
Yeah.
I said that TikTok was a cesspool, and I posted it to TikTok and got shadow banned. And not just kind of shadow banned. I posted a video that did not get a single view for over an hour.
It was hidden on the page.
It was hidden. I screenshotted it and posted it in Discord. And I was like, can you guys see this video? And it was like, nope, they didn't even fucking post it. It was showing posted on mine. TikTok's like, you want to talk shit? I'm going to show you what this looks like. Let me fuck with your income a little bit.
I guess.
Stop that.
Oh, my apologies.
You in trouble?
It's like a massive fidget spinner for me.
Right. Well, that bark is not going to stay on there forever if you're foot fucking it.
In my mind, I'm like, I can do it very lightly.
I'm just going to say, for the sexless marriage, that was an option the whole time.
What?
Foot fucking it.
I am so sorry. Didn't Family Guy also do an episode where someone got pregnant in the foot?
Yes.
I don't watch that.
Gotta
show.
love Family Guy. They have something for everything. Next time you guys have no idea what you're gonna do, go to Family Guy.
Show's wild.
It's pretty wild.
I enjoy South Park. South Park's fun.
So as we get into this episode, this is going to be a whole lot of nonsense. And if you're looking for something insightful, this won't be it.
Apparently
No.
not today, huh?
Maybe.
Did he show you that video?
What video?
The TikTok video that somebody made? Like they tagged me in a video that they made.
They used his voice as a voiceover.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they made a sound out of
A
him.
motivational speaker.
Yeah. Telling you, I
pretty
sounded
dope.
motivational.
You did.
I
That was from
believe
our
it.
last podcast.
I sounded cool, man. I was like, man, I'm awesome, apparently. I even told her, did you know that I was awesome? She was like, no, you are not awesome.
That's funny.
It did sound good, though.
Isn't it crazy to hear your voice over somebody else's video?
It is a little wild.
You want to know one of the craziest things I've ever seen? Somebody made a compilation of our photos from Instagram and then overlaid music over it and posted that to TikTok.
That's a little
Strange?
yeah.
Creepy?
That's like,
yeah.
hey,
Obsessive?
Arnold.
Creepy
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
where I was going.
Anytime somebody's that creepy, I always just call that's hey Arnold creepy. Did you watch Hey Arnold?
That was a football head.
Yeah.
Football head, yeah. And that girl had like a gum sculpture
Yeah.
of Arnold
Yeah.
with hair and stuff.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's creepy.
That's funny.
I'm very terrified of like a single white female scenario going on.
We are buying a German Shepherd that is going to be bite trained. It's gonna take about a year before we get it, but it's gonna be like police dog trained.
That's really cool.
What kind of German Shepherd?
I have no idea. My buddy Dakota has a dog training business in Tennessee, and I'm gonna pay him to do all of the work. He's gonna find the dog, do the dog training, do the bite training, get it service animal certified so that she can take it into wherever she's gonna go. And then that way, when she goes into buildings where she can't take her pew-pew, she can take the dog.
All right.
Yeah.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, it's gonna make me feel very safe.
We're going to get a service alligator. You seen this guy walking around with one of those?
No.
He has one. I'm telling you right now, it's got a vest and everything. He takes it into Walmart. It's an alligator. Hands it to people. Here. And it's like 5.5 foot long. So it's not a little alligator. It's a big alligator.
Somebody's getting sued. Just saying.
Yeah,
All it's
yeah.
gonna take is one good tail swipe or a bite.
Yeah, they just hug it.
Fucking
the
Florida,
alligator's
man.
just chilling. I love alligators. I don't know if I told you that or not.
Yeah, I kind of want to hold one.
Yeah, I have held one. Get wrecked.
I love that for
I have
you.
actually also held one.
Oh.
Have you seen how they float in water? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's one, Casper. His name's Casper up in Orlando. And there's a guy on YouTube that swims around with this alligator. It gives him kisses. And it's like a dog. He can call it and it'll come to him. Nutty. It's an alligator.
I'm not so sure you didn't talk about this alligator the last time we were here.
Did I?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't either.
It's crazy.
I
to
probably
think
did.
that-
I love that alligator.
I know.
I know that there's a place that you guys can go if you ever feel froggy and want to see them in the wild. If you go down 75 to exit 101, it's 101 or 99. It's literally the last exit before you hit Alligator Alley. Turn right and go to Old 41 and turn left. There's a scenic loop trail. It's 20 miles, and it's dirt road for most of it. The last time we went out there, we saw like 69 or 68 alligators. There's a bunch of them. We counted them.
Yeah, we did.
We broke a record the last time we were out there for how many we saw. And now that it's summertime, if we were to go out there now, they'd be everywhere. You can't drive down that trail and not see them. They just right on the side of the road, hanging out.
Did you take this is gonna be? Did you take notes of that?
I can pin it to you on Google and show you where it is.
We've been in Florida. How long have we been in Florida?
5 years.
5 years. I've never seen a wild alligator.
Really?
Never.
They're all over the place in Northport.
Never seen one.
You know,
She has.
I have.
if
The kids have.
if you turn right from 41 on a Sumter, there's that like little elementary school, like church thing. There's a gondola right there. In that water is an alligator. He lives right in there. There's one behind Publix up here in Cocoa Plum. On the other side of Cocoa Plum,
Never
where
seen
Publix
one.
used to be. I guess it's now a gym or something, but
Right behind Invo,
yeah.
where there's one.
Yeah.
There's two
Yeah.
that live out there. We took all the kids.
We
That's
went
really
out. I went out there. We went out there and tried to find said alligators that live in this like little pond thing by Invo.
They don't
Not
know.
for me. Nope.
Excuse me, that scenic loop trail, you're guaranteed to see them. Birds, the whole thing. You just gotta go real slow out there because it's dirt road.
Yeah.
You guys be out there in a minivan, fucking Ace Ventura, that shit.
That'd be awesome.
Sounds like a good time to me. Yeah?
Yeah.
I love alligators. We've gotten nowhere in this. You know that, right?
Yeah.
People are still watching though.
We
We're not.
This is live?
No. So I thought, wait a
Holy
second.
crap!
But
I was like,
they,
I'm gonna.
they will be. They
I'm
will
going
be
to reel
watching.
it back. We can edit what I say right now. I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah, I know better.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
What do you guys think of the new Snow White stuff that's happening?
Yo, do we have to get into that?
Why not? It's conversation.
Yeah, I
hate
actually thought
it.
about bringing that up tonight, but I was like, we're talking about it tomorrow night. Isn't it?
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah? How come?
First point, go.
First point,
Yeah,
go.
first one, go. Which was the first
Stop.
thing you hate about it?
Oh, they changed the character.
Okay.
I hate that. Leave the character alone. I don't care about anything else. It's not about race. It's not about any of that. It's the character.
Right.
If you want to have a new, if you want to use more diverse in those cartoons or in those movies or whatever, give them their own.
Yeah, create a new one.
Make a new one. That's because all you're doing right now is pandering. That's it.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything. You're just pandering to that community. And from like what I see, most of them are like, this is dumb. I've seen videos of little kids crying about it and over the Little Mermaid. So I'm not it's.
Yeah, when all of that started, like really when the Little Mermaid came out and they changed the character, I just sat there and I thought, I was like, I would be a little offended. Like, do I not get my own princess out of this?
That's what I'm saying. Now you're just pandering to that group.
Right.
They should have their own princess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's the Princess and the Frog? What's her name?
Is it Tatiana?
Tatiana. Yeah, it's Tatiana.
I
Like
thought it was Tiana.
No, it is Tiana.
Tiana?
I'm thinking of the girl I went to piercing school with.
Okay,
she was
whatever.
Beautiful. She could have played her. Anyways.
She was a pretty girl. Anyway, like you can make more iconic characters like that. So many people love the Princess and the Frog. Make more. Stop recycling it and pandering to these groups. That's all I'm saying.
So I wonder how much of that are people thinking that if we remake these classics, that the people who grew up on them will want to share those moments with their kids, but the stories are no longer valid because they've changed everything. Like the dwarfs aren't dwarfs anymore. Like the entire storyline has changed. That chick for the last year who's playing Snow White has been bashing the storyline of Snow White. And now people are starting to cancel her over it.
She's actually fired from the sequel.
Really? Hey,
Disney fired her.
speaking of Little Mermaid, you know that actually takes place in like the Norwegian seas?
Yeah, it's Norwegian.
Yeah.
It's a Norwegian folktale. Yeah. Yeah, and then Brave. They're supposed to be doing that with Brave, and it's going to be not a Scottish person.
Did you see who is playing Tangled?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Wait, what? How?
Tangled. Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
Velcro hair?
Apparently.
Are there?
She has
Why are they?
alopecia.
They just need to stop with the live action shit.
Yeah,
like
I
cartoons
hate
are
live
a
action.
thing. Like kids enjoy that more than they enjoy a movie. We can put on the Lion King, the original Lion King, and they will watch that more than they watch the live action because it's a cartoon. So
It's so
stupid to
alive.
me.
I like the cartoons. I like the animation process. It's beautiful. I say this all the time. Here, this will be a good one for you guys to put on there because I get people lit with this one.
You gotta
Animes.
stop doing that because you hype yourself up too much, and then it's a letdown.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's
I'm
not.
excited.
I promise you, there are people that'll throw down for this one.
Okay.
All right.
And that is, animes are not animations. They're not. Stop it.
So then, what are they?
The difference between an animation, like what Disney does, and an anime is the frame rates. So it takes, what is it, like 330 individual drawings to make 1 second worth of Disney animation, and it's half that for animation or for anime. Anime, this is where the buzz part comes in. Anime is lazy.
Ooh.
The animation process is so lazy, and that's why they can pump out 600 and 700 animes for one thing. Like, how many episodes Dragon Ball Z have? Like, God knows how many.
But it was the same shit over and over again.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is the same over and over and over and over and over again. It's very lazy, the whole process. And go tell Hope that it's lazy.
Hey, if she starts winning at poker next week, that's how we get her to lose.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, we were reading an article the other day that said anime is lazy artwork.
Pop up my cards, take a look, scan the table, and go, Yeah, I heard that anime is the lazy
Yeah.
animation out there. Table talk, guys.
What do you think?
6,000.
Yeah. It is lazy. Now, that's not to say that manga, however you want to say it, isn't pretty, because manga in itself is gorgeous artwork. Animes are lazy. People do not like that.
Well, now I'll have to see how that goes, because that didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, me either.
It'll do stuff for your anime crowd.
Do we have an anime
You
crowd?
have there's animes everywhere right now.
We had
Anime is
people
the
draw
hot
us
thing.
an anime.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Are you triggered?
Are you
Trying to
asking
make
me?
people
No,
hate
it's
you?
Yes. Why? I'm not trying to make people hate me, but it's just the facts.
I mean, I believe it. It makes sense.
Because
when
it crosses over into so much stuff. That laziness. I had somebody in the live the other day, like, what do you think about somebody doing a sleeve in 8 hours? And I was like, I think that sleeve sucks.
Yeah.
End of story. And it was an all-out drag out. This guy's good. And I'm like, he might be able to give you a giant tattoo in 6 hours, but he is cutting corners. He is tearing up your skin, and it is not going to heal good.
Yeah.
And it's going to look terrible.
Where it's
like,
super not detailed.
yeah, it's just, and then I went and looked at the guy, and it's exactly what I said it is. It's whole bunches of large fields of black and just little things to, tell you what it is. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Little details, not a lot of details. They're cutting corners so they can get it done fast. And for me, cutting corners is not something that makes a good looking tattoo at all. I think they look, half-assed and lazy. If I'm spending my money on it, I don't want it to look half-assed and lazy. Do you want the person putting your roof on to do it half-assed and lazy? No.
I actually talked about this in my vlog the other day.
Yeah.
Did we talk about this in the car too? So my whole life growing up, I had, so obviously I was born in 1980. So like I grew up with the parents that talked all the shit about the immigrants, and the grandparents talked all the shit about the immigrants. So I got to hear that growing up. So my cognitive bias when I was growing up is that the immigrants that were coming here were taking jobs. I had to hear that shit. I believed that shit until I was like 25 years old. The people that did our roof, we had one guy out there that spoke English. The rest of them didn't. There had to have been 13 fucking dudes here. And like, I could see them on the security cameras. They'd come down, run up in fucking ladders carrying bags of shit. They were out there killing themselves, bro. When they came down for lunch, they ate lunch and slept in the yard until one guy got up and was like, all right, let's go. And they went right back up on that fucking roof, dude. They got my roof done in 2 days. Mm-hmm. That fucking team got my shit done in 2 days. I have never seen people work so hard in my life. I wanted to like order them lunch or like go out there with like lemonade on a fucking tray. Like, here you go. What do I do to that?
You're going to put on a little fluffy
Bro,
dress?
I was grateful. I've never seen anybody work that hard in my life. I've done landscaping. I've done roofing. I've done those jobs.
Yeah.
And they were working like 10, 12-hour days.
Yeah. Yeah. They were here from sun up till sundown.
Yeah.
Yep. It was wild to me.
When I worked for Ranger Plant Construction before I started tattooing, and it was just all immigrants. You know what I mean? And them dudes, they work so hard you can't keep up with them. I would try. Nah. At that time, that's all I knew was manual labor.
Yeah,
and they would make me look slow.
It's crazy that people will say that shit about how there's no work here, and how it's so hard to live and the economy is so bad and everybody's struggling financially, and those cats are coming over here finding jobs and killing themselves and making a living.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of people on unemployment because they refuse to go work.
Yeah. Where they just... People are...
Lazy, entitled,
victim
mentality. I could do this all day long.
Yeah. So could I.
I was waiting for her to chime in and say something. She got that look on her face. Like
I don't even remember what I was going to say.
Okay.
It's gone, yeah. I had a thought, but...
Fleeting moment.
Is that actually what happened, or do you just not want to say it?
No, it's
Okay.
gone. I have no... What were you talking about?
People complaining about the economy and saying that, there's no work out there. Being lazy. Because it's easier to mooch than it is to work.
It's gone. It's just turning into a little blip on the horizon of my mind now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was deep.
Yeah. All of the trains are on fire, too. In my mind, yeah. Constant chaos. There's one conductor just screaming at everybody. Yeah.
This is what I live with every day. It's fun.
You live with that. I live with horse bus.
Okay, we're
What?
not doing that.
Horse
now I
bus.
need to
We
know.
are not, we are not doing that. I hate
Just
you.
let him cook.
No.
Did I just see it happen in real time? Was that the thing? Was that accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Fuck yeah, that was cool.
What is
get
horse
it.
bus?
The kids like this thing called Murder Drones. It's a animated series or whatever. It's CGI. That doesn't matter. There's a point in time in it when there's one of these robots is riding a bus, and the bus is like kicking up like it's a horse, right? So horse bus, and she was messing with one of the kids about the horse bus forever yesterday,
We're not doing this.
And then she-
Why? It's not happening.
making the horses sounds and stuff. It was
Oh,
pretty.
okay.
It was pretty funny.
Okay.
It was pretty funny. You did it on live. You did it on a TikTok live.
We're not doing it now.
There's people watching her now. That's funny.
It was pretty funny.
So what was the most recent movie that you guys saw that you enjoyed? Did you see Oppenheimer?
No.
Me either.
What did we watch last time? Draft Day was the last movie we watched.
What?
We watched Draft Day. That was a good movie,
is
but it's
that?
old.
Who's that? Kevin Costner?
Never heard of that one.
It's
good.
you wouldn't. It's a football thing.
Oh, well, that would
I know,
Oh,
no,
Draft
it was
Day.
good
Draft.
though. Like
Draft Day.
It was a good movie, even
thought
if you
it was
didn't
good
like
movie.
football. It was a good movie.
You said draft.
I heard
Draft.
giraffe.
I heard giraffe too. I'm like,
It's
just Tom
Giraffe
Hanks or
Day.
something.
It's
That
a
would-
spinoff from We Bought a Farm.
Yeah. Ties right into the baseball movie he did.
I want to see that.
The baseball movie he did?
Draft Day.
Oh.
You guys actually go to the movies more than anyone I know. And I
What?
only know this because I see it posted all the time to her Facebook.
We've been to the movie once in the last...
No.
I've been a couple times.
Oh, we went with Jeffrey and
With
seen
Jeffrey,
Mario.
Then we went and seen Mario. Well, we
How
seen
did he do with
twice.
Mario?
He did good.
The first time he did okay. We'd have him take his tablet and turn it down real low. So he's got all his stuff. Blankets, tablet, milk. He's pretty set up. He
And
doesn't watch
popcorn.
the movie at all. But
He loves popcorn.
he loves the popcorn. He likes the darkness. He likes waving at people until it comes on. So it's pretty cool. The Invo Day was really, really neat because there was all the kids there and they were just doing all their cool stuff, you know, their little unique quirks. It was neat.
That's dope.
Yeah. Everybody, there were some of them that were just running around the whole time.
The whole time, there was one kid that just kept doing laps, and I was like, "Is this how?" He was the whole movie just laps.
He runs the whole day at the center when he goes. It's super
Really?
cute. Yeah.
It's impressive.
Because there's stairs. Of course, it's impressive. He's up the stairs doing the laps around the entire thing. He went all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top.
I miss that
telling you.
energy.
Nobody was like,
They had a couple people following him, but not.
okay.
Yeah. They rented out the whole theater for that day, so that was super neat.
Yeah, because
It
it was
was
only
just
for
people.
special needs kids.
Yeah,
That's it.
that made it super cool because they
That
could
is
all
really
just
dope.
be themselves.
where was
and
that at?
We went to the Inglewood Theater there. That's really. Have you guys ever been there?
No.
It's really nice. They got like reclining chairs and little tables that come out. So it's
It's like Cinebistro.
yeah, it's pretty
like
comparable.
Cinebistro, but I
Do
don't
they
know that
actually
you can
bring-
order food. I
okay.
looked on the website and I couldn't find it, but I did see some people with like what looked like gourmet fries type things. But
So it's probably a lesser.
right, like you can order it up front and take it with you
Yeah.
to the thing, but they're probably not gonna like bring it to you.
But it was really nice. Like it was comfortable. It reclined.
Definitely closer than Cinebistro.
It is.
Yeah.
That Port Charlotte movie theater had bed bugs.
Oh, the Regal one.
Yep. And
Recently?
within the last 6 years, they had bed bugs. They had to gut the entire theater
Okay, so
because it was in the seats
I'm
and
like,
shit.
we've been there. Like,
But you know how hard it is to get rid of a bed bug infestation? So like even if it was in the seats, it made it into the walls and into the speakers and into the screens. Like that's going to, once you've got that as an issue, it's so fucking hard to get rid of that. Yeah. I'm one of those people that when we go to hotels, I will put my shit on like tile and go and check the beds.
yeah.
yeah, she makes me do that.
Yeah.
I go and I have to pull up all the sheets and then
Look
pull
at the
down
corners, yeah.
I won't
Yeah.
go in.
Yeah,
until
because
it's done.
if you bring one of those homes, your house will be infested
Yep.
in a couple weeks and there's nothing
Yeah.
you can do about it.
Burn the house down.
They actually treat that shit with giant heat things that they put it near the drywall, and it just heats the wall up, and it just cooks them on the inside. It's the only way to kill them. Or they tint the house, which is a fucking process.
Oh gosh, I want to unzip my skin. Yeah. I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't go to the Port Charlotte movie theater ever because I know that they had that. I'm good.
Yeah, well, now that you've said that, we won't either.
Well, luckily, Inglewood is a really nice movie theater from what I hear. So
yeah, there are some options. Did you go see the Barbie movie?
No. Why would we do that?
It's supposed to be really good. Like, women were coming out of the woodworks to say how awesome it was. I wanted to go so bad.
I think we have very different social circles.
I just see it online. I don't have a social circle.
Neither do I, but I'd go see it. The reviews say it is a good movie.
I heard it was amazing.
I think that they did a really good job telling the story they did.
I didn't look at anything. I just heard everybody say it was awesome, and I wanted to go so bad, and all the kids told me I was stupid for it, so we didn't go.
I think it's definitely not a children's movie. It is definitely a geared. I would not take a child to see that. I would not take our princess to go see that movie. You
should have seen all the people that were there going to see it. When we went to the Invo thing, there was old ladies dressed in like pink skirts and you know what I'm talking about, like in Greece.
Yeah.
And they're all pinked out like by the hordes of them.
I love that.
Yeah, everything that I saw about that movie was about how much they complained about the patriarchy for the first 15 minutes of the movie and shit, and I'm good on that. I want to watch TV to escape reality, not have extreme reality forced down my fucking throat. And it's gotten to the point where we can be watching a TV show. Like, we got super into a TV show about kids who are wrecked on an island. And, like, they weren't actually wrecked. They were landed, drugged, and put on the island to, like, survive. What was the name of that show?
Start with a W.
It was really fucking good.
It was
the first, like, 4 or 5 episodes, we were, like, binge watching. It was amazing. And then the 6th episode was all political. I'm like, done. Bad review. Fuck this. Never watching this again. I don't want that in my TV shows. That's why I enjoyed Game of Thrones so much. Like, there was no bullshit in there. I don't want to see that. I want to escape reality when I watch something. All I've been watching lately is poker. There's no politics in that. It's just bullshit and gambling.
Yeah.
And shit talking. The shit talking's entertaining.
I am enjoying poker.
Her autism does really well with poker.
It does, yeah.
And fucking Rain Woman over there.
Yeah.
247.
247.
Have you not seen Rain Man?
Oh yeah, I've seen it, but I didn't know that was connected there. I didn't follow along.
Yeah, the boxes in the toothpick.
Yeah, I didn't follow along with that.
Have you guys seen any good movies?
We have not done anything.
I think the last new movie that we saw was Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh wow, yeah, we did see that.
Yep.
I don't remember anything from that movie.
We've watched it here twice.
No, we have not.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe I watched it once without you, which is a very strong possibility. But we've definitely watched it. It's been played twice in the house. We watched it together once.
We saw it in the theaters, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we saw it in the theater.
We didn't watch it here.
Yes, we did. Yeah, because the owlbear. It's on Amazon. We bought it and everything. She smokes a lot.
There's no way.
I'm watching this happen, Yana.
There's no way. There's no way we sat down and watched that movie in the house.
Okay.
Where the fuck was I?
On the couch?
Clearly not.
No,
I mean, my physical being was here.
Yes, it was.
Your
physical being was there. She also likes to lay there and sleep while we watch movies. She'll put her feet in my lap and I'll feel a twitch, and then I just stick my hand down here to make sure I don't get kicked in the balls while she's sleeping, and that's how I watch movies.
I looked at him the other day and I was like, I can't wait to pregame going to bed by falling asleep on the couch with you.
Yep.
I probably did fall asleep when you put it on. I do. Okay, it's coming back to me. I vaguely remember the intro, and then I probably did fall asleep.
She watched Casino for the first time the other night.
Oh, that was such a good movie.
I've not seen it.
It's
We'll have to watch it.
Based on a true story.
It is based off of the mobsters in the 70s. It's got not Al Pacino,
Robert De Niro,
and Joe Pesci, and a lot of the other Italian actors that play mobsters all the time. It's typical, stereotypical shit. But it's pretty long. It's good. It's really good.
I keep seeing this movie on TikTok, and it's like a card playing thing. This guy loses a bunch of money playing cards, somehow or another, but he thinks he's cheated out of it, and then he goes back and like this all happens in like back rooms. It's not at casinos, you know. Oh my god, I want to say it's Matt Damon. That's the lead there. But anyway, he's like a savant at playing cards, and this is why he knows that he was cheated. And like, so I don't remember the name of the movie though, so that was pointless.
Cool story, bro. Yeah, I can't think of the last thing that we saw that was like an actual new movie. We haven't been to the theater in a while. I want to see Oppenheimer really fucking bad.
Me too.
But they only have one showing on the nights that we can go, and it's almost always booked. So, hey, did you guys watch Sound of Freedom?
No.
We never ended up going.
We haven't seen it either because they didn't play it anywhere other than the Port Charlotte Theater and Bedbugs. So
They played it at the Inglewood one, right?
Did they?
It was all over the side of the building.
It was.
Well, there you go. We may have to look into that.
I want to see the Nun. I want to drag her to see the Nun.
What is The Nun?
It's a
The
scary
horror movie?
Yeah. There's a Nun 2 is coming out.
Yeah, the Nun 2 is
And
coming
that
out.
thing gives me nightmares. Just looking at it.
Is it,
I was
is it
raised.
her nose?
What?
Is it her nose?
I don't know what it. Well, I think it's the Catholic background. I went to
okay.
Catholic
Really?
school. That.
Your deepest fears are rooted in reality.
Is it?
Whew,
I don't know.
Is that
It
what
sounded deep.
it always starts off with that based on a true story thing, and I'm like, ah.
Look at her. She's
Panic.
creeped out already.
Yeah. I want to see that movie. I love horror movies.
Do you?
I do, yeah.
We
I like
gotta-
getting scared.
We got an email from somebody that wants us to actually screen an upcoming movie that's going to be played at like one of the big film festivals. And it's
Okay.
a horror movie based off of relationships, but we'd have to sit down and watch it on a computer screen because I can't get it to play on the TV. But they sent us a login and a password for us to watch it. They want us to review the movie.
Okay.
I haven't had time to sit down and really watch a movie, but
You should record us doing that.
yeah.
I think my reactions would do very well for content.
When we watch,
I think that would violate copyright.
Would it?
I think so.
when we watch scary movies, he has to stay up until I fall asleep. And our bathroom door has to be shut. Like everything's very.
Which is
He's not
terrible
allowed.
because she does not go to sleep, and then I'm tired. That stuff doesn't scare me.
Right.
Horror movies do not scare me. Okay? I don't care if it says based on a true story. I don't care what it is. They do not scare me. My aunt held me down when I was super young. I don't know how young I was, but made me watch Child's Play. And I had nightmares for a solid 6 months. And I mean sweating, waking up, crying, pee in the bed.
Trauma.
Nightmares.
Nice.
Right? And I still know I still remember the nightmares. That's how bad they were.
Wow.
I had a big wheel at my grandparents, right? It was red and yellow. Right?
Sound baller.
And yeah, and Grandpa had just put this new concrete floor in the garage, and I would be riding that big wheel around in circles in there, and Chucky would be up in the rafters, and he'd jump down and chase me around and try and kill me or whatever. And that was a nightmare I had when I was 5 or 6.
Wow.
Something like that. I still remember that nightmare. But there is not a scary movie on the planet that affects me even a little bit. I don't get jump scared from them.
What
They
about
do
Child's
not
Play?
bother me. No,
Does it
love
bother
it.
you now?
No.
Last thing I watched that I like Thrasher movies and shit doesn't scare me. Halloween Horror Nights shit doesn't scare me. Like I can walk through those houses and the jump scares don't faze me a bit. We watched Evil on Amazon.
Oh, could not.
There's
Could not.
there's a scene where the chick is asleep and
Stop.
this demon's fucking with her.
We'll have to
What?
write it down. Evil.
It's just called Evil.
I'm not going to remember that. I know that sounds crazy, but we're going to get home like, what was that movie Cass was talking about? No, we're going to have to be like,
It's a TV
It's a show.
or TV show.
And it's about Catholic priests who are checking out people who are making demonic claims and possessions and things like that. And this chick who's a psychologist is also helping the church to like debunk things. And she's laying in bed having a night terror, and this fucking demon is controlling her dream. And like she would wake up at 4 o'clock and this demon would be in her fucking room and it would be torturing her. And then it started fucking with her kids. And like we watched, I don't know, probably 4 episodes one day, and like it fucked with my sleep. And the next day I watched one more episode, and that night I couldn't sleep. I kept waking up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
This sounds oddly familiar. Did they like? Is it like down? Did they take this little girl or something and take her down into like a catacombs and she was in a room?
No, this was one of the Nun movies.
No.
That was a Nun movie?
No, was it the Nun movie or was it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's
No, that's
one of
not in the
scary
show.
movies.
There's like a weird hospital or whatever, and this little girl's in the hospital. No, okay.
There was a scene in there where like she was able to debunk everything that was happening with that demon to try to downplay it, and like at one point he was like molesting her or some shit, and she stuck something on the ceiling and her brain couldn't read the words on the ceiling, and she knew she was asleep in it, so she was able to wake herself up. But then her daughter started having the exact same dream, and like in the dream, the first dream she had, he cut her finger off.
Yeah.
And then her daughter had the exact same thing happen, and she was able to explain this demon, and like it fucked me up. And it was because she kept waking up at the same time every night, and she was still in her sleep, and this thing was tormenting her. So when I woke up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the bathroom, and I looked over and it was 4 o'clock on the fucking alarm clock, that's all I could think about.
Yeah.
It fucked me up.
It fucked me up too. I was laying in bed. I was like, oh, what if our son has night terrors?
Yep.
It's just, I went down a rabbit hole. I could not watch that show again.
Yeah. There's not, like I said, there's not a lot of things that scare me. In like real life paranormal shit, like ghost things, I don't fuck with that because you can't fight it.
Can't punch it. What do you do?
Can't do anything. Right. And demon thing bothers me just for a whole different reasons, but I don't think that I could handle that. But the slasher shit doesn't faze me a bit.
It all gets to me.
Even the nun thing I don't think would bother me. I think it's just the paranormal shit that gets me.
The nun is paranormal.
The
nun is paranormal. The movie is paranormal.
She's possessed, or she's a demon
Yeah, she's a
presenting to be a
demon.
nun or
So
something.
creepy.
Yeah.
There was a movie when I was in high school or whatever. I think it's about mirrors. To this day, if it's dark and I walk in a room and there's a mirror, I freak out. And it was such a lame movie.
Nah, I don't play with mirrors at night. I actively avoid looking in mirrors at night. Portal some shit? No, thank you.
Was that the movie that that they used voodoo to possess younger people and put the spirits of the other people in their old bodies, and like you could see them in the mirrors?
I think so.
What was the name of that movie? Skeleton Key?
Oh,
The fucking name of that movie. I actually remember that movie.
creep me out.
I have goosebumps now, and I'm like involuntarily twitching and shit. Like,
Looks like
funny.
you're staying up late tonight, buddy.
just talking about it.
That's funny.
So creeped out.
Should go home and watch Evil.
Yeah.
We're definitely probably not doing that. Mainly because we're watching The Midwife.
Call the Midwife.
Call the Midwife.
It's a weird show.
It is weird.
Weird.
It's weird.
I
It
seen
kind
it
of
on
sucked me
TikTok.
into it though, so it is what it is.
It's not scary. I'll tell you
No,
She's watching Grey's Anatomy.
I am. I'm just
You've not.
watching.
This is the first time you've watched Grey's Anatomy.
No, I'm finishing season 19.
I have never watched a single episode.
Oh, I love Grey's
Really?
Anatomy.
Really? I don't watch a lot of TV.
until
You need to get with the program and watch Grey's
10,
Anatomy.
Apparently.
11.
I don't.
Something like
it's not
that.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
I realized I was just so committed and invested in everything that I should just keep going.
Yeah.
Even this season, I'm like, oh, ew, why? Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you add that content into the show? But I'm still watching it anyway because I've invested almost 20 years of my life into the show.
Has it been on that long?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I'll get free time. Like I'll get a day or two where I don't have anything going on, and I'll binge watch an entire TV show. Like I binge watched The Witcher in 2 days. But otherwise, I don't really.
We don't really TV.
We try to get TV time at nighttime to decompress before we go to bed.
Been watching SWAT.
Yeah, because otherwise we'll end up going to bed and I'll just lay there and stare at the ceiling while she sleeps. Sucks.
Thinking about evil.
That was fucking rough, dude.
Wish I could find a way to just randomly wake you up at 3 o'clock.
There is a lot of firepower in this house, and that would be my first.
I didn't say I
reaction.
would be in the house. Technology exists. I can figure out a way
Put
to
a
like.
fucking baby monitor in our bedroom.
No, I could not. Are you kidding me? Holy shit.
That would be. Man.
I would burn the house down. I don't play this. I was so. This is going to sound so stupid, but I'm going to share it with you and everybody who listens to us. When I was a teen in my early 20s, I was like super devoted to paranormal shit. Like I had a friend group that were like, we're going to go ghost hunting. So I bought all the equipment and whatnot. I was so paranoid about everything that I had like salt in front of my bedroom door and on my windowsills and shit. I went out and I bought rocks specifically to help ward off evil spirits. Like, terrified.
And yet you were wanting to do that.
Yes, I was. Yeah. And now as a mom, I'm good.
You're not
Did you
bringing that home.
Did you ever watch that movie White Noise with Michael Keaton?
No.
Where he's trying to connect to his dead wife through the television static?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah. Yeah. He ends up getting his like other demons and shit try to come through the TV. It not actually come through the TV, but like they try to connect to him and shit.
Does he just
It's kind of fucked up.
turn it off?
Pretty fucked up.
It's a good
Unplug.
movie.
It'll make you view static on a radio a little bit differently after you watch it.
I'm already uncomfortable with static. It comes on and it's like my skin starts crawling.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because there's something trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Maybe next time you need to just listen better.
You got to
See?
get closer to the TV.
Stop.
See, that's what poltergeist stuff.
I remember watching Pet Sematary when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That fucked me up.
The only thing that fucked me up in that entire movie was the Achilles tendon cut.
That was a good one.
That always gets me, especially like in slasher movies from under the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Fucker, why?
Because you can't run away.
Oh. Is it really just useless at that point? It's just a
Yeah.
flopping.
Your Achilles tendon controls all spring you have in your leg.
Yep.
So it's just a pancake hitting the floor as
Yeah.
I'm going.
Gone.
Okay. I feel like I need to prepare like army crawling or something. Gotta build up that strength.
Yeah, that's a pretty vital tendon. I mean, it was Achilles' undoing.
Yeah, that's right. Wasn't he like held by his Achilles
That's
heel?
what they said. They held him by his ankles and dipped him in the water.
It's kind of fucked up. You'd think mom would like hold him by the ankle and then switch to the wrists.
Yeah, she wasn't very thorough, was she?
Yeah.
What a horrible story.
Even if it was like a
What
river
a shitty
flowing.
mom.
Right. Even if it was a river flowing, I'd be like, okay, mom, I need you to wait 5 feet that way. I'm just going to drop him. Catch him as he goes by. Get a little sifter, put the baby in a sifter, and dip him in.
That's it. That's the one.
The stupid shit we talk about.
I think I'd be a fun history teacher.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think that would be very historic.
No.
Isn't that part of like Greek mythology or
Yeah,
something?
not
Babies
history.
in a sifter and a flowing river? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read about that in like 13th grade.
In mythology, not history.
No,
No.
well, isn't their mythology part of their history? And one for peaches.
Speaking of big wheels, you know that they make motorized big wheels
Yeah.
that you can drift with?
Yeah. You put little plastic things over the wheels.
They
and you can
come
drift
with
them. Yeah.
PVC pipe that goes around your wheels and it just spins and you can slide and drift. Like I was doing in the race car game the other night.
Yeah.
They're like $1,300. And every time I want to buy one, nobody will buy one with me. You know how fun it would be to run around a neighborhood, especially now that they've repaved all these roads out here.
Yeah,
Just
that'd be
fucking
dope as
sliding
fuck.
around neighborhoods.
I can't talk myself into buying another tattoo machine. I'm not buying it.
I know. I'm not trying to talk you into it. I'm saying that I can't get other people to commit to stupidity with me.
I will.
I want motorcycles. If we're going to commit to something that could kill us, we should motorcycles if it's going to be the both of us. If
Okay,
we-
or
well, we
alligator.
each need one.
You need an alligator.
I would also like an alligator.
I would like alligator boots.
You have, don't you have?
I do.
I
But
want-
if you got an alligator, that's exactly what would end up happening.
That's fucked up.
I would get some new shoes.
Even after you named it?
Well, yeah, we'd name him Nike.
I wasn't sure if which way we were going. Like, are you tormenting her alligator with your new shoes? Like, this is what happens, or
No, I'm just waiting until there's enough skin there to actually make new shoes.
oh no,
If I had a pig, I'd name him Bacon.
we had a pig. What did we name our pig?
Did you eat it?
No,
No.
See?
he was so
Waste.
sweet.
What did we name that pig? I don't remember, but that thing was so annoying. I loved that pig. Pigs are adorable and they're super smart.
They are.
And,
They are.
And we just thought it was going to be the best idea in the world. But I don't know if anybody doesn't tell you this, that every time, or at least this pig, every step that thing took, it oinked.
Everyone,
Every single step it took, it oinked.
and it drove little Jeffrey, crazy.
That's why we didn't keep it. Otherwise, we'd still have said pig.
Yeah.
Because that's not enough, for me to get rid of it, even though it was annoying because 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Every single step. And it loved to cuddle at bed, and they're rough.
How big was it?
Well, he started small. We got him as a baby.
Yeah.
He was getting big.
But it wasn't like a mini potbelly
was-
pig. You had a full-size pig in your house.
No. It was potbelly pig.
Okay.
But but he was going to be fat.
He was a big.
We're talking
pig.
like
Mama
400
was
pounds
huge.
fat?
I don't know.
Nah,
Mama
he
was,
probably would have got to 85, 90 pounds.
Oh, okay.
he was pretty cute, but they're like
Scratchy.
wiry. Yeah, I didn't know that until it wanted to cuddle with
Little
me.
SOS pads. And they're so cute.
But it was
And,
really sweet.
Yeah. It would just, and if he ran, he didn't oink, 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 it ran. It screamed the whole time.
It was a lot.
All I can think of is that commercial where the pig is outside of the car going wee with the pinwheels.
Exactly that.
Wee wee wee. We're home, Arnold. Thank you, Mrs. Whatever her name was, as he gets out of the
I
car.
remember that commercial.
That's funny.
Yeah, that pig was awesome.
That's fucking hilarious.
We had some weird animals.
Yeah.
We are almost an hour in of people listening to us just bullshit.
Yeah, I'm having fun. This is fun for me.
Do you legitimately think people are going to listen to?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. People, we get on live streams. We did a whiskey tasting one night and had over 400 people on the live stream just watching us drink whiskey, watching her get drunk. I've learned that even though I don't drink anymore, I had 7 glasses of whiskey and didn't have a buzz. She had.
Same amount.
She was shit faced. She got out and laid on the couch and she's like, I don't like this. The room's spinning. She got drunk. She had a single shot of my Stag Junior the other night and got drunk from that. I was like, how is this a thing? I had 4 drinks. Like, I'm not even a buzz.
I even asked him, I was like, should I sip it or can I just... He was like, I don't care, so I...
Yeah, somebody told her that drinking whiskey helps with a sore throat.
No, it was my
Or
congestion.
congestion,
It
yeah.
was supposed to help clear up my sinuses,
It did not.
and it just made me drunk.
We didn't worry
Well,
about
you
it
didn't care
anymore.
about your sinuses, did you? Problem solved.
No, I was very self-conscious about being in front of 400 people drunk, though. I think that's the largest audience I've ever been drunk in front of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not me. I got super drunk one time and did some weird chicken dance in front of 400 people or better.
Oh, hell yeah.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
It's on Facebook, too. If you want to watch it.
It is.
It was a great day.
I bet it was.
Is that why you don't drink?
Yep.
The chicken
Because I
dance?
make him do.
The chicken
That'll do
dance.
it.
No,
All
not just the
kinds
chicken
of
dance.
stuff.
I've done all sorts of dumb stuff when I was drunk. You can talk me into doing anything you want.
Lingerie, Jeff. We
Yep.
went out in public in lingerie.
Yep.
His grandmother got to see that.
Move that microphone a little bit more in front of you.
She was the first person to comment on the damn post on Facebook.
We ran through a bar with him in lingerie. It was awesome.
It started out we went to a drag show. Okay? So let's
Okay.
That was
just
a lot of fun.
Set the scene. Yeah.
let's just tell this story. And first
Okay.
off, you got to remember that at my core, we're just hillbillies.
No,
all
I
right?
get that.
Okay? And so are my idiot friends.
I
Right.
also get that.
I got a buddy, Justin Coffee, which, by the way, his wife watches your podcast.
Oh,
really?
shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of people
Okay,
that
and
I
it
knew
wasn't
about.
like we were like, "Hey, you should watch the podcast," or it wasn't because I got on there. They were watching it before any of
wow.
that.
That's dope.
Which
So
is
then they
nuts.
saw you and was like, hey,
Yes,
love that.
yeah. So anyway, Justin's out of his mind. This dude he's out of his mind. Let's just go with that.
Okay.
Crazy fun.
Oh
Are we
yeah,
talking like Jackass?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Imagine Jackass, but gross.
They does some
Okay,
weird
so we're
stuff.
talking like sweatsuit on a treadmill taking a shot gross.
We're talking chasing around the neighborhood people with his balls out.
Okay. All right.
All right, just random.
All right.
Middle of the day type shit. It didn't matter. Okay, he's messed up. Anyway, his brother, Anthony, is not like
He's going to
that.
message him and be like, hey, bro, why you got to tell people I was running around the neighborhood with my balls out?
He will love every second of that. Right? If I called him right now and said, bro, let's see your balls, he would probably live stream that.
That's okay.
He's a mess.
Let's not do
He's
that.
a mess. He's a mess. But his
Okay.
brother is not like that. Anthony is awesome, dude. But he's just as even keeled as you're gonna get. Anthony is. But he was not a fan of the drag show so much. So we decided, drunk as we were, that when Anthony left the drag show, we were gonna follow him, but we were gonna bring the drag show with us. Right? So me, my buddy Justin, and the man, David Seiler, that we all call Dad, okay, all decided that we were going to go get lingerie and follow him to the next damn bar and fuck with him at that bar too.
So where did we get the lingerie from? Did we like make a Walmart stop?
Some of it was Justin's wife's. I used Angie's.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
All right. So
And
was
so-
that like a phone call? Were you at the drag show?
No, she was there. Yeah, she was there. She was
Okay.
part of it. She had the greatest time.
Oh, she was like, babe, I got you.
probably
I
the
have
one
it
who
at
came
home.
up with the
She-
idea
more
for this,
than
'cause
likely. Yeah.
That's why he
So,
won't drink around me.
and you got to remember, we're in Podunk. We're in Podunk, Illinois, and stuff like that does not fly with rednecks.
Right.
Right?
I believe that.
So we go into a redneck bar as you can get, and every single macho dude that was in that place just immediately turns to us, and they're like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have to kick these dudes' ass or whatever." But we didn't care, and we went in there in our lingerie and rubbed all over Anthony. It was hilarious. It was the best
time.
night.
Yeah.
It was the best night, and then we went and changed back into our regular clothes like 2.5 hours later or more. By this time, it's like 3:30 in the morning. Everybody's shit-faced, and so is Angie. And so she's the only one that's, I don't know, dumb enough to drive Dad, David Seiler, home, and he's way out in the country. Way out in the country. She's flying down this dirt road, and we're laughing and making jokes, and then she slams on the brake, and all of us go forward, and somehow or another, her drunk ass avoids hitting this deer, and it was a great night.
The only thing that would have made that story better for me is if she was laughing while driving and slammed on the brakes because she was laughing knowing that she was going to slam on the brakes and then just kept driving.
That would have been great. But no, it was just,
No,
if you'd have been there, you'd have been impressed as hell, dude.
Yeah.
You would, because you're on a dark country
Pitch
road.
black. It was crazy.
And she just, and, which is amazing because then not more than a year later, she runs into one sober as can be. Like,
It hit me.
oh yeah, it hit her.
I believe
headlights.
that. Yeah.
It's the headlights. I almost hit a donkey driving back from Death Valley when I went out to Badwater Basin. Because you'll see signs out there that says like Boros Crossing. There's donkeys everywhere out there. And it's pitch fucking black.
Wait, is this near Vegas?
Yeah, it's where we're going. When we drive back, because if it says 35, I'm doing 50. General rule of thumb. It's not a felony. I can afford the speeding ticket. I'm going. I ain't doing that shit out there. When you see animal signs, slow the fuck down at nighttime, especially if you're in the middle of nowhere because there's no street lights. And you don't see that shit until, no, the fuck you don't.
No.
No, donkeys are mean as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Donkeys bite your damn hands off.
And they'll kick the shit out of you, too. People who have livestock will buy donkeys to protect the livestock from coyotes and wolves. Them donkeys are fucking mean.
Yeah.
Wild ones, anyways.
All right, slap one and go.
Yeah. Where we're from, you got to watch out for the tractor crossings.
Yeah.
So stupid. No.
That's one of her legally blonde moments right there.
You can't lead with that and
Right.
talking.
Why are
Tractors.
we done?
So dumb.
There are signs that show
Right.
tractors crossing, and
Yeah.
she legit just thought that's where the tractors cross.
It was like 3:00 in the morning. We were driving all
You
night.
mean like pedestrian crossing with like the shit on the road?
I was like, what is happening? It was so dumb.
All right,
we
Kevin.
have that little inside thing where we talk about the tractor crossings and things like that.
It was fun.
I just had a whole scenario in my brain of someone going, all right, Kevin, you're 16 now. You got to learn to take the tractor and the crossings 10 miles that way. You can't just go across the road. You got to get to the signs.
Yeah,
That's
the
where
only
you
place
cross.
they can cross.
Yeah.
Right there.
There was, I want to say this was like a radio phone call in the early 2000s, but a woman called into a radio station and she said, why wouldn't they just move the reindeer crossing sign so that the reindeers know where to cross so it's safer?
Yeah, I've seen that too. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
And these
She
people
didn't
vote.
grasp it.
Yeah.
She didn't. So anyway, like her tractor crossing is like,
That moment.
Cars, Lightning McQueen. You're out there tipping tractors.
What's a blonde woman I've had that you can think of off the top of your head?
You can't put me on the spot and make me answer some shit like that.
No.
I'm sure that we've had a couple of them. I don't know. I know you were really scared of those cows when we went out there.
Bro, they were big.
But I can't think of. I don't know. I have to think about it.
That's a good legitimate fear.
Cows?
Cows.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they were that dense.
Dense.
Bro, she was in a stall with a calf that was harnessed to the fence.
That
Oh, she
calf
was scared of
wanted
it?
nothing to do with me. I felt so bad.
I was like, go in
walking
there and pet it. And you're like, it doesn't like me. I'm like, you're afraid of it. And it can sense that. Just walk in there and love on it.
I wasn't afraid of it. That calf very clearly did not want to be near me.
It moved and she's like, okay, I'm done.
I felt so bad. She's tethered inside of this thing. I walk in there and she steps away from me. As a human being, when I step away from somebody, it's because I don't want to be fucking near you. I was trying to respect the cow.
I took her to a farm in Tennessee to see the Highland Scottish cows. And she got to like brush them and like we got to go out onto the field. Ironically enough, the guy that owns the farm or the son of the guy that owns the farm is from Orlando. So like we got to talk about Florida and she got to experience the Highland cow thing, but one of the cows hugged her.
Yeah.
Like she was over there loving on it and it wrapped its head all the way around her and she's like, it just hugged me.
Yeah, that was a whole moment for me.
Cows kill 22 people a year.
I believe that.
With you.
So you're
Is that what you
so wait a minute. You're saying that cows kill 22 people a year on average. Average deaths by AR-15 in the United States is, on average is only 30 a year. So cows are just as deadly as an AR-15.
There you go.
Crazy.
Nobody knew that cows were so dangerous. Somebody was talking about it. I think it was
If you put a flashlight on it, is it a tactical cow?
maybe you just can't have that bump stock on.
Right. Well, I mean, it depends on where you're standing.
Yeah.
Grab its tail hard enough.
If you
hold
put a
on.
muzzle on it, would it be a silencer?
Oh yeah, it'd be a silenced assault cow.
Cows are crazy. Cows are not that bad though. If you really be scared of some kind of a farm animal, it's definitely pigs. Like farm pigs, they're terrible. They are the scariest things, especially sows. Nope.
Yeah, they just seem. I know pigs are intelligent, but there is that level of I don't give a fuck that makes them seem stupid, and they just seem aggressive.
Yeah. So we used to have a cousin that had a pig farm, hog farm, and they bred them too. You know, and there was a big giant building where the mamas would go in and have their babies, and they'd have to go in and take the babies from them, and that was the most horrifying thing you've ever seen anybody do. Like, pigs are ridiculously scary animals.
I seen a video on TikTok of two pigs mauling the crap out of a giant bear
Yeah.
to get him out of the enclosure. That bear was terrified.
Jeez. You might have to cut this out. Didn't they say, oh, I've heard this somewhere floating about on the internet. Isn't a really good way to dispose of a body
Yeah.
is to throw it
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
because it'll
pigs.
digest everything but the teeth.
Yeah. Oh, but the teeth.
But the teeth.
Isn't
They'll
that
eat
like
it. It just won't digest
They'll
it.
eat it. They'll grind it up. You can still get DNA evidence from it.
So take the teeth and throw those in the river.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what they do.
Everything else is gone.
And quick too.
Wow.
It isn't a long process.
I believe that. But it's a very noisy process.
It's fast. It's kind of wild to think that your friends listen to our podcast.
Wow.
Quite a few of them actually.
She has friends that are like, oh my God, you know them?
Yes.
It's crazy to us because nobody in our life really supports what we're doing.
Yeah.
You guys are literally the only ones who give a shit that we have a podcast. Like the rest of the people that are in our lives don't want nothing to do with us or this at all. And like I'll try to talk to people about the success that we're having, and it's not a bragging thing. It's just
You're
my
excited
life.
about it.
Right? Zero fucks given. No one wants to hear anything about it. So it's just very weird, and it's cool to know that that's a thing. I have a friend named Pierce who just moved to Alaska. Like, well, I guess not just. He's been there for a couple of years now. He was somebody that I've known since he's 18. I did his first tattoo. Like we used to play Dungeons and Dragons together, and he was fucking talking to his friends, and two of his friends in Alaska listened to our podcast. He's like, I know that motherfucker. And now, it's just very cool to think that like we're reaching people like that, and people.
Yeah, and podunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are the chances that? I mean, I guess they're pretty good, but they're not that good if you
Right.
think about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So my friend Amanda, entirely different friend, doesn't even really interact with the one that he was talking about. came out of the woodwork to let me know how excited she was that we knew you guys, and then told me that she fangirls over you guys. So I was like, aw, that's so sweet.
That's crazy.
Yeah. She went and got her medical card renewed, and while she was in the office, she was on her phone, and she looked up, and the girl that was sitting across the lobby from her was crying.
Yeah.
She had a full-on Michael Jackson moment where the girl was like fucking starstruck crying over her being in the lobby.
That's got to be cool, though.
I wasn't there for it. I only heard about it afterwards, but it is very cool when people approach.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a very surreal moment. Well, I wasn't on my phone. I was standing at the counter turning in whatever paperwork I needed. And I turned and I looked at her and we made eye contact and she's just crying. And I was like, I looked at her and she looked at me and she was like, you guys have changed my life. I'm so obsessed with you. And like, she gave me her whole story about what's going on with her and her husband. And I started crying. We hugged. It was.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting wedding invitations now.
We are.
Are you guys going to go to some of them?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we are absolutely going to crash wedding. If we get a wedding invitation anywhere like south of the Mason-Dixon that we can drive to in a day and drive back, yeah, I'm going to crash wedding. Mm-hmm. Believe that shit. Especially if it's in Florida, game the fuck on.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I'm showing up in overalls with no shirt and a straw hat.
Bet.
She getting wife beater, tied a knot, stomach tattoo showing. Yeah, we're going full white trash. We're crashing weddings.
I'm about it.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's fun.
I want to get some hot pink cowgirl boots.
Yeah, some docs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Are you finishing your stomach tattoo?
Yes, I would like to.
The question is, are you finishing her stomach tattoo?
Oh,
Why
I'm the one
wouldn't
who tapped.
I finish it.
I don't
She's
know.
the one that quit.
Yeah.
And she like
Oh, I was sobbing.
Yeah,
she
I remember.
would not stop moving. It was
bad.
That was a long sit though. That wasn't a quick tattoo.
That was also like 6 or 8 weeks after my surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely should have waited longer.
probably.
Yeah.
Stomach tattoos hurt anyways though.
Yeah.
It's not fun. Her neck looks so much better now that it's dark.
Yeah, we got her darkened up. Looks good.
I want to get this thing on the side of my face covered up still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say? What did you say you were gonna do?
I was thinking of flower. I don't really want to do color on my face, but
I want to do the 3 nail crosses on my widow's peak. I want to do some laser removal too.
yeah.
I have lots of laser removal that I want to do. I want to get this finished so that I can go back in and actually do it and it not look like a cover up.
We should offer laser removal.
We should. I've looked into it twice. In order to do it now, before you had to operate under a doctor's license and insurance, and now you actually have to be a nurse practitioner.
In Florida?
Yep.
That's terrible.
Yep. They've made it a lot harder to do laser removal.
Once you do the chemical removal,
Because everything that I've ever heard about any of that tattoo and shit doesn't work.
the anti-laser works well.
Yeah. You just
He
tattoo it
uses-
in.
Yeah, you just tattoo it in. They give you like a stencil, and then you just follow the dots, and they even let it heal. And then you come back and place the dots in the spots that you missed, and you do that, and go back and let it heal. And it takes twice to whatever to do any size tattoo. You have to do it twice, but
It's called anti-laser.
I think that's what it's
Wouldn't that just create a whole lot of scar tissue though?
called. I've not seen it. Not a lot of scar tissue or nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that when you tattoo over a tattoo, like that can wreck the skin.
Right, I did that the other day with this dude's octopus. He had a tattoo that was over a tattoo that was over a tattoo.
Yeah. Well,
His
I mean,
skin
that's
was
all,
terrible.
most of my tattoos are like that.
I've had a long string of terrible skinned people
Yeah.
recently. It's been one right after the other, after the other, after the other.
Luckily, you've been doing this long enough that you can see it.
Yeah.
When I walked in the other day and you were drawing that dude's arm and I messaged you, I was like,
Yeah, I know.
I had a long talk with that dude before I fucking tattooed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the skull thing, right? I ended up sending him home short of his time because his skin wouldn't handle it.
Yeah, I believe that.
So I told him he's only allowed to do 2 hours at a time from now on because his skin's too bad. It's
Diabetic?
he said no, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. I don't either.
That's twice somebody's told me that they weren't or they didn't have some type of a blood thinner or something like that, like hemophiliac or whatever it is. It's twice in the last month that somebody has done that to me where I went, I know that you're on some type of blood thinner or I know that you're diabetic or something to that nature.
Think they're afraid that you'll just say you won't tattoo
Yeah.
them?
Most people won't. There's a medical liability So if somebody's an actual insulin dependent diabetic and they want to get a tattoo, our shop policy is to make them go get a note from their doctor because they give them prebiotics because especially if it's on a lower extremity, that shit's highly infectious for people like that. So it's one of those things where like they know that because they've been told that before, so they'll lie and say that they're not on blood thinners and they're not diabetic. Blood thinners are only a problem because of the healing process. You know, you bleed like that, the ink's not going to set properly.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know. I think bad skin is worse than blood thinners.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I don't mind the blood thinners too terribly much. It's the skin, like, and I don't mind thin skin either. Like if you're an older person and you got real thin skin, I don't care. But if you're an older person and you got thin skin and you have never been inside, then it's terrible. As soon as you touch their skin, it's hard to say exactly what it does, but I would say when the needle hits the skin, it doesn't pierce the skin, it breaks it.
Right.
So it like fans out. You know what I mean? It's terrible. And then if you're running the machine too slow, like your hand, if you move your hand just too slow, just for half a second, you cut them.
Blow out,
Man, you cut them, you blow them out. It's not easy. It's terribly bad, and it doesn't matter if you tell them that. And then whenever you tell them that you it's not a good idea, then they're mad at you because it's not a good idea, and then all of a sudden you're the asshole because I don't know, I made you sit out in the sun for 35 years and not put sunblock on, right? Like that's the way it is. People treat you like that, like you're the like you just don't want to tattoo me or something. Like listen, dude.
I love making money.
Yes.
I'm just trying to make sure you understand what's about to happen.
Yeah.
What you doing over there?
People make me uncomfortable.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't understand the thought process behind that.
What?
Like the example, somebody sitting in the sun for 35 years and getting pissed off at Jeff for saying, hey, this could be an issue.
Because people want what they want.
Yeah. And if you tell them...
People were hugged a little too much and got participation trophies and have not been told no enough.
Ew.
Yeah.
It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I can't have conversations with the vast majority of the population. Yeah. Beneficial conversation.
Beneficial? We haven't said that one in a while.
Did you guys make those stickers?
No.
I didn't get one.
It's because we did not make them. We do have sticker packs right now on the website, but they're not that. Otherwise, I'd have brought them. Every time you design something, I bring you stickers of it. What's up with my monkey?
What's up with your monkey?
Where is it, bro? I got a studio coming up. I'm taking possession Wednesday.
Listen, my guy, if you want to buy a monkey, all power to you, but I don't.
I want to buy that print. I will give you $1,000 if you finish that shit by Friday.
By Friday?
Next week.
Look at her face.
Cash, $100 bills, because I know you like hundreds as much as I do.
You guys are so bougie.
I want that thing printed big as fuck.
Yeah.
I bought a program called Gigapixel, and it's a Topaz Labs program. I bought it so that all of the photos that I don't have my RAWs for anymore, I can run through that program, and it'll take it from like a 4 megabyte file to like 500 megabytes. So I can print billboards with that program, and it like cleans up some of the pixels.
Yeah.
And it adds pixels, so like it's the shit. So even if you don't make it big enough for me to print it, I can run it through that program and fucking print that shit.
I'm making it big enough for you to print it. It's so big. The file's so big right now. Even my computer doesn't want to handle it.
Oh wow.
So I'm cut down to where I can only use. I tried to like backtrack. She was there the one night I was on live, and I was trying to backtrack back so that I can do everything on separate layers. Because right now I'm running into this problem where I'm on one layer and it's making it a pain in the ass. So I was like, I'm going to backtrack and put it on separate layers. It won't run. My computer will not run it. If I get more than 4 layers.
How much RAM do you have in your computer?
64.
Oh, wow. That is a big fucking file then.
It's huge. Well, when you said I needed to make it huge, I was like, all right, bet. I'm going to make it. I think it's 550 DPI.
Okay.
So that's a massive file.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the bigger the higher the DPI, the better the print quality will be. But I want it to be bigger than the Witwicky glasses that are up there.
And the print quality will be like that at 550 DPI.
You know the guy that you're tattooing tomorrow is the guy that does all of our T-shirts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's the son of the owner of Buffalo Graphics.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He does all of our T-shirts, all of our stickers. Do a lot of business with him. I think that we're in the top 5 in terms of clients with his company because of the amount of work we order through there. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I know that I got to make stickers and stuff.
Well, he's the one to talk to about that. He's actually starting to look into UV printing because you can do transfers that doesn't get fucked up in dishwashers like vinyl does.
Oh, okay.
So I've got a lot going on with him right now on a business level that's not me buying stuff. Like I can actually just walk in his business like I own that motherfucker right now. And I'm very involved over there. So learning a lot.
That's at Buffalo
Graphics, yeah.
They have a commercial.
Do they have a commercial?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that watches TV.
I have this Buffalo commercial in my head. It might be Buffalo Wild Wings.
Totally the same thing.
It's got buffalo in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would say it's close. It's on the same plane.
Yeah, it's just like buffalo. And I don't know, dude. Don't judge me. Let me cook.
I'm going to start saying that. I love it. You want to know what I'm cooking? It's fucking chaos.
Yeah, basically. Mm-hmm. There you go. Chaos. What was I talking about? We're going to make stickers. I have the stickers designed. I've just got to actually do it.
Yeah. He so my big thing with that company, it's obviously cheaper to buy shit online. Whenever I get a quote, I send him the quote. Because I know you're going to charge me more than that, but can you reach this quote or get within like $100 of it, depending on what I'm ordering? He's always close.
Yeah.
My thing is customer service. I don't want to have a problem and have to send 15 fucking emails when I can call someone and resolve it in 5 minutes. My time means more to me. So I will spend that extra money to deal with a fucking person versus having to email 900 people and go through weird customer service bots and shit.
Yeah.
So it's nice. Their art department is pretty on the spot with things. Like if I need to make a change, I can just call and tell them what I want and they can make the change, or just 2 quick emails. Like it's not the back and forth that I've had to deal with through Fiverr and all the other programs that we've bought shit through. So
yeah.
Have I shown you pictures of that studio yet? We got a 2,000 square foot space.
No, you told me about it, but you didn't say anything.
I'm so fucking pumped.
I just found out that Sean's opening block sales again.
Yeah. Supposedly we're waiting on, so that unit is supposed to be done at the end of September. I'm not holding my breath on any of that shit, dude. I would love to get that business back open. I'm going to go in as a partner of it, but I'm done. Like Sacred will always be my baby. I'll make sure that place has everything that it needs, but the idea of being involved the way that I've been involved with these studios in the past, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I want to be silent partners so that I can invest the money and get them up and running and just take a profit. But with what we've got going on, like we're getting ready to start another podcast. We have another couple that lives in Texas that have their own podcast, and we're going to be joining forces, and part of that is going to be in the studio. And like we're talking to other influencers that are going to fly down here from like Ohio and Kansas or whatever, you know what I mean? So
that's awesome.
We're doing the thing. To be better is always going to be like a personal growth relationship base, but I want to be able to do this. This is entertaining. I would watch this. It's stupid conversations. It's people that know each other having fun. Like we're laughing. It's not trauma dumping. I'm sure people on the other side of the screen are watching and laughing too. You know, that shit's a lot of fun. I want to get to the point too where I can interview people like Joe Rogan does, because if we got somebody that has 17 businesses, for example, which I talked to today is coming in October, who is a recovered heroin addict who has 17 businesses, huge entrepreneur, like completely turned his life around. I can't wait to have a conversation with that guy because he's done a whole lot of shit. He's a felon. He's homeless. Like we have a whole lot in common. I want to have a conversation with that dude. And when he starts talking, I can just wait for him to trigger a thought in my brain and then we can rabbit hole that. You know what I mean? But I'm a curious person. I want to know all the ins and outs of everything so I can have those discussions. It works for me. And she does the same thing. And when I miss questions or like, I mean, sometimes we have the same questions, but for the most part, like she'll catch the things that I miss and it works real well. That's how it went when we had the Matrix interview. I'm excited for the way things
Matrix is the place that you get your blood draws or whatever.
Yep. That's a whole ordeal too. We were going to create a third podcast with those guys. with the owners, not with Matrix, but with the people who own Matrix. And we were trying to do something health related, but I think that it would be more sense for us to just interview them on our podcast versus creating a whole new workload. But those guys are fucking thorough, bro. You want to talk about somebody that knows their shit? Like, I know my hormones. I can read a blood panel. Like, I understand all that. And what I don't understand, I'm competent enough to, like, research and completely get it within a couple hours.
Yeah.
Those guys fucking know their shit. Like, they did her blood panel, and, like, they were like, you might have an autoimmune disease. Like, you need to really start looking into a couple of things. And she's got a whole other blood panels that she's got to do now. Mm-hmm. And all of that came from just a basic labs where she's been going to doctors and we've been going to doctors and nobody's caught any of it. You know what I mean?
So I started, what is it?
Hormone therapy?
Yes. Like for premenopausal crap, because I only have like the little piece of my ovary. Mm-hmm. But I started in Punta Gorda and it's like wicked expensive. So we're like $900 every 3 months.
What are they giving you? That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Honestly, I did my labs and I got recommendations for some things, but progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone. I'm doing pellets. Yeah. Is that what you do there? If you would go there?
They can. So they do testosterone for women as well. They do all three of those.
Yeah.
For I'm on with my I get testosterone every 10 weeks and I just do injections.
I would rather do injectables than
you can
pellets.
You can. But I'm $400 every 10 weeks. But I'm just on test. I'm on a high dose of testosterone. My natural testosterone is low as fuck. Sean's got me beat though. Holy shit. The fact that dude is walking around functioning is astonishing to me. I'm not gonna say what his numbers were, but low. Yep.
So she gets a pellet. They didn't give her an option.
No,
but
that's
you
what
got pellets or you got a cream.
And I can't use creams because of Jeffrey.
You're right,
he's always on me, and I can't give that stuff to him.
Well, you would have to put it like on your like hip area, somewhere where your clothes are sitting. Yeah. Is that through an actual hormone center or is it through a GP?
No, it's through a hormone center in Punta Gorda. I don't even remember what Mygenics or something like that.
When was the last time you got your blood work done?
Just about a couple weeks ago, at the beginning of August.
I would send that. I know it'll cost you like $150 to do your first consultant with Matrix, but I would send that through. I've never met anybody that is as thorough as Sean and Ken are.
Yeah.
And this is a lot because I've been with 4 different hormone clinics.
That's what I was just kind of seeing and I also had to do a thyroid medicine because
your T3 or T4, which was high?
Something was really low.
Okay.
Like almost to the floor low. I had all kinds of weird.
Something with thyroid was real low. I don't remember what they said it was either, but it was real low.
So for men, it's very easy for us in terms of getting our numbers right. You literally just have to balance the testosterone and estrogen.
Yeah.
And make sure that our liver and kidney functions are good. For a woman, that is not the case. Your labs are so fucking extensive compared to ours. It's wild. Mm-hmm. Are you still taking B12 injections?
Supposed to.
You need to be.
I don't have any right now. I have to go buy some still. So I'm out. I've been out.
How does that affect you because you don't process B12?
No energy, no anything. Depression, anxiety.
You get depressed from no B12? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have you had your labs done? Have you had blood work done?
No, wait, yeah.
Yeah, we had to
and she told me I was normal.
But you had just taken it like a week.
No, I meant for like hormone, not B12.
I don't know. She ran for vitamins, I think. I don't know. I've not had hormone stuff done. No, but I've had blood work done. And then I just had it done again, didn't I?
No, she read the labs from the last one.
I thought, no, I did. I went to, I don't remember what Quest or wherever, and did labs for when I was having all the blood pressure
for
issues.
Care.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you went to the actual doctor to contradict what she said, she just picked up your labs from them. Yeah.
We were worried about my blood pressure and all that fun stuff. So I had labs done then too.
But they're not checking for like your testosterone shit at that point. They're looking at different parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last place that I was with told me that they would not prescribe me anything until I got a blood dump and got a blood test done. So I had to come off of my replacement therapy, which doesn't make fucking sense because they already know that I'm low because I've been a patient.
Yeah.
But they want me to come off of it to retest. So every 6 months I have to come off all my hormones.
That's not.
Crash my fucking system, deal with the depression, the lethargy, the fucking suicidal thoughts and all the shit that comes along with that, just to then go back on it and like take 2 weeks to like get it back in your system.
That's not.
I've been back on for 2 weeks and I'm a totally different fucking person. Like I feel so much fucking better. It took 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. This Matrix is like, there's no point in us telling you to come off of that. We know you're low. You're prescribed the shit. Like you don't make people come off of depression medicine to get a new script. Right. That makes no fucking sense.
Right.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense at all. I don't know. I don't like doctors.
I don't either. But when it comes to specialists, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not something I'd like to deal with. Every time I've ever had an issue and I'm concerned about it and I go, you know, it's just like, man, you're young, you'll live. I'm like, I'll tell you something right now. I might be young, but I've seen younger people fall over because of heart attacks or what have you, high blood pressure. Because I had a blood pressure reading that was like a couple of points away from stroke.
Yeah.
And they were just like, meh, how do we not care about this?
Well, it's not preventative maintenance. They treat after there's a problem, where specialists are trying to prevent it from becoming a problem. And that was one of the reasons that I went back to Matrix, was because I was having heart palpitations. And like I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I thought I was having a heart attack. Like I laid there for like 15 minutes debating on whether or not I should wake her up to take me to the hospital. Like I thought I was going to fucking die. Like legit thought I was going to die. And when they did my blood test, my hematocrit was through the fucking roof. My red blood cell count was super high. Like my blood was thick. So it was having a hard time pumping. And that was why my heart was doing what my heart was doing. I've done 4 blood dumps in 5 weeks. I've gone once a week and had them dump my blood. I missed one because I had a labs that week and I didn't want to have a pre-poked vein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all that shit's gone. I don't have the problem's not there anymore. My hematocrit's still a little high, but it's not like it was. It was so high that my doctor told me that he wasn't comfortable prescribing me testosterone until I did a few blood dumps to get my shit lowered. It was bad, like bad.
Can't wait to get my second round of lab works done.
Yeah. Did you submit that paper?
No, I have to get it done today. She just sent it to me yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And today's Saturday, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they email super late. 6, 7 o'clock at night. They're sending me stuff.
I thought of a dumb blonde moment for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my cookie.
Oh, no. Pick another one.
No, you guys didn't let us pick another one.
Bro, every once in a while, we're like, it's like 9:30 at night. And I'm like, I want something. She's like, crumble cookie? I'm like, yeah. So we DoorDash crumble cookie, and we get 2 cookies. And
2
like,
each, yeah.
I ate mine, she ate hers, and we set it on a counter. And the next morning, she took her fucking cookie out there in the box with mine in it and smoked and hung out there for a little while and came in. And like the whole day went by, and I'm looking for my fucking cookie, and it's outside covered in ants. Because she got high and forgot my fucking cookie. And I walked inside while she was on her live stream. I was like, you want to know the most disappointing part of my day was? And she's like, what's that? And I was like, my cookie covered in ants.
Oh. Oh, no.
I was pretty salty.
Yeah.
I was pretty salty. I was looking forward to that cookie all fucking day.
I was out there cleaning today, and there were so ants picking remnants off the couch. I saw those ants, and I was like, no, I betrayed my husband.
No.
So sorry.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here this whole time trying to think of something that you've done that could be like the bonehead moment. That was
Talking about crumble cookie.
Yeah.
You want some?
no. Trying to lose weight.
How long is that place open?
Till
Friday
10.
and Saturday until midnight.
Yeah, they're open
Oh.
late. Yeah, their cookies are good. Have you had them before?
We always talk about it. Kara brings them home with her
Yeah.
friend. They go every other Wednesday and bring.
They're big old thick ass cookies. They're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
They have a cookies and cream one right now.
That's the one that I want.
Their
Do
chocolate chip is where it's at. Just basic chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
It's massive.
It's too bitter for me.
What?
That's too bitter for me. Their chocolate that they use in it. I don't like it.
Just super dark chocolate then?
I actually don't like dark chocolate at all.
Usually dark chocolate's is bitter.
Yeah.
I don't like it either.
Huh.
The microphone stand attacked her.
Yeah, a lot going on over here. I feel really bad about your crumble cookie. Kind of embarrassed that was shared.
You asked.
I mean, it is. You're right. I did ask for that. That was. There's a lot of guilt tied to that one. So that one, very fresh wound for me. Even though you lost your cookie.
I was trying to think of one that was funny, and I got nothing because it's one of those things that I don't want to ever hold on to something like that to throw it at you later because
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a dickhead thing to do. You know what I mean? Everybody does stupid shit that's embarrassing. So I wouldn't want something that I've done thrown back in my face. So I try not to think about shit like that. But the cookie was 2 days ago, so it was fresh.
That is true. Also, it's very hard to tell between what's me just being funny and an actual stupid moment. I do a lot
That was
of
real
things.
easy to tell.
Right.
That one's clear cut.
Yeah, there was no question about that one. It was fucking precise.
I got to do something that you asked me to do. You left the house.
Oh, you're blaming me now.
No, I'm not blaming you.
It's my fault I didn't have a cookie.
Wow. No, that's not where I was going with that at all. I don't want to finish my sentence anymore. Fuck you.
Just forget this.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm going to finish it because you were over there jumping to conclusions. You can get a gold medal in the Olympics for that shit.
Hey, fuck it. It's the only time I'd ever get a gold medal. I'll take it.
So I was getting up to do something you asked me to do before you left the house, and I even told myself, I gotta grab that fucking box. He didn't even say anything about the box. I looked at that box and I was like, I need to get that box in the house before I get up and do what I do. And I fucked around on my phone for 5 minutes, got up and did the thing in the house and totally forgot about it.
I do that all day, every day.
So where was the blame on you in that?
You said that I asked you to do something.
Right.
So you got up.
Right. I was getting up to do the thing that you asked me to do.
Right.
Otherwise, unprovoked, I would have stayed in my natural habitat.
Right.
Still probably would have forgot the cookie and covered in ants because I would not there for 2 or 3 hours.
The real question is why didn't you just take your cookie on a paper towel out there instead of bringing my cookie into the Florida heat? Because my cookie had caramel topping on the top of it. It wasn't even...
Did you ever think about his cookies' feelings?
Right,
Clearly, I did not because I sacrificed it.
Yeah.
Those ants have never ate so good.
Right?
She's a humanitarian. Why are you hating? Let her cook.
I know.
Let her bake.
I was even sitting out there eating my cookie. I was like, damn, this cookie's so good. He's going to love his cookie. And
I thought this was going to go a different way.
Yeah?
You said you took them both out there. I thought you were going to get high and just eat them
Eat
both.
I thought about it.
I would have rather her eat my fucking cookie than go out there and find it covered in ants. Because at least if she'd have been like, I got high as fuck and I ate it, I'd have been like, respect.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
Really?
Yeah, I would have much rather had that happen than to
next
find it
time.
covered in ants because
I thought about it.
I was legit in here looking I was like, did she leave them in the microwave? No.
No.
Are they in the fridge? No. Are they in the snack drawer of the fridge where the sodas go? No. I'm like, where the fuck is this cookie? And I was like, I remember her earlier going, she can go outside and get high and eat that cookie. And I'm like, she left that fucking box
That's
out
a
there.
lot of trauma you just dumped. You was talking about we're not trauma dumping. You're out here trauma dumping over a cookie like crazy.
Yeah, I haven't worked through that yet. My therapist is out of town right now, and I can't.
Did you ever watch Suits?
No.
Oh,
Although I hear that's a really
is
good
really
show.
good.
It really is. If you watch Suits, then you'll understand. But one of them goes to to his therapist about everything.
Yeah.
So watch it and you'll understand. You'll get that because you reminded me of him there, like when you were talking about my therapist was out of town or whatever.
Just trying to be funny.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's a good
was
stuff.
funny,
You'll like it. Suits is a good show.
It's got like 6, 7, 8 seasons. Something
9.
Like that. 9.
It has 9. The 9th one is not on Netflix, but the rest of them are right now.
Okay. Give us something new to binge watch.
Yeah.
Last thing we binge watched was Cobra Kai
I love that show.
together. I watched The Witcher,
Yeah.
but we binge watched Cobra Kai.
Yeah. That's such a cool show.
We kind of watched SWAT. I mean, that's background noise. I was watching The Legend of Skinwalker Ranch before they redid the roof because it saves on the DVR. Have you heard of that show?
Is that what my mother watches?
Yes. And she also watches the Curse of Oak Island.
Island, yep.
That's actually one of the top producing shows on the History Channel. The Curse of Oak Island, yep. I watched that one too. That's my fall asleep show.
There's another one too. You got that one, then you
Searching for Spanish Gold.
No, it's something about frogs. It's another. Oh. It's like attached to the first one.
The Skinwalker Ranch.
Yes.
One? Oh, I haven't seen
it's like
that yet.
Frog Ranch. Yeah.
Huh.
The Skinwalker stuff creeps me out a lot too.
Well, it's supposedly alien shit. Like they're finding portals. Like they're actually like proving Einstein's theories of portals on the ranch right now. Because they took the satellite off to replace the roof and put it back up. It's not angled where it was, so my DVR and none of my satellite shit's working. So I have to call Dish TV, but because I don't watch it enough, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
But I am missing like the second half of that show. They're finding all kinds of crazy shit on that show that can't be explained, and they're documenting it. Like they're actually catching it over and over and over again, which is exciting for me. But the Curse of Oak Island thing, I've stopped watching and caring about that because in the event that they actually find the gold, we're gonna hear about it before we ever see it on TV.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a huge discovery. It's gonna be on the news, and then we have to wait for that final show to come on. You know what I mean? So like that. The anticipation of are they going to find it is gone because now I know like I will hear about it way before it ever airs.
Yeah.
So that ruined it for me.
Would you though?
What?
Do you think they would pay a lot of people a lot of money to keep that shit under wraps?
They can't because they would have to document what they found with the Canadian government. They have to pull permits for everything. Like they can't do shit up there. They own the island and they can't fucking dig on the island without pulling a permit first. If I own an island and I wanted to get a bulldozer in there and clear that motherfucker out and make a giant hot tub full of oatmeal, but bury it 10 feet in the ground, I'm not pulling a fucking permit. It's my island.
That's disgusting.
Right? It is pretty disgusting.
I was actually overthinking that'd be kind of nice. Like,
No.
It'd be good for your skin.
It would be, yeah.
Or Orbeez. I could do a hot tub full of Orbeez.
What is an Orby?
Those little. Help me.
The little water balls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those kill children.
So cool. Yeah, well, don't put kids in the Orby
Watch your
pool.
kids. Don't let your kids eat Orbeez. You'll be all right.
Orbeez make me uncomfortable.
I did have a panic attack when Jeffrey played with Orbeez because we spilled them all over the floor, and I was like, cats and kids and everybody grabbing
She was under the impression, though, that the more water you give an Orby, the bigger it will get. No. And this is not the case.
Yeah, they do only get so big.
Yeah.
So at least
it's not one of those grow your own dinosaurs.
I'd be scared of being in that hot tub and something goes up my nose or something.
I really side railed pretty hard there.
I don't even know where that came from. Oh, it came from Oak Island.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? It just that was one hell of a side rail. When you trace that back, like that conversation went fucking way. And people listen to this.
It's wild how things progress.
Insane.
What do you think about tattoos being sacred?
Oh,
I know that your tattoo shop is called Sacred Rites.
Right. Well, the name Sacred Rites is from Sacred Rituals because I have a deeper understanding of all of that than a lot of people do. So I need you to elaborate on what you mean by that because there is a tribal-esque tradition to tattooing that I hold sacred, which is why that is a name. But do you mean, like, what do you mean by that?
I don't know. I had somebody in the live mad at me for telling people what needles I was using.
That's
I'm
not the
pretty
same
sure
thing.
what that it was. And he was like, tattooing sacred, and you should have to go through the bonds of apprenticeship to learn through your blah, 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 blah. And the same argument I always get. It's the same one. But his thing was it's sacred. And my thing is
It's a job.
eat a bag of dicks because it is. It's a trade. It's a trade that
Right.
you're learning, okay? And I always win the argument because the people that come at me with this stuff are,
Regurgitating other people's information.
exactly. They didn't learn this information. They just heard it and then they repeated it.
Right.
Right? And I always win the argument with, well, have you ever painted? Because if you ever painted, then you're breaking the rules, my guy, because 200, 300 years ago, you had to be an apprentice to paint.
Right.
To make signs, to do anything, you had to be an apprentice. Time changes, things move, you know what I mean? And tattooing in its form nowadays, in the form of which I do tattooing, it is not
No, it's not.
sacred.
So in that definition, no, it's not. The reason that my tattoo studio is named Sacred Rites because I believe in ritualistic tattooing. I believe in ritualistic scarification, body modification because of cultural, like, roots, right? Because like, there's alligator tribes in New Guinea that scar their bodies like alligator bumps.
Right.
There is Polynesian tattooing. There is tattooing that dates back into Norse mythology and like Celts in
For sure.
Scotland. There is tattoo sewing where they would run soot over thread and literally sew it through your skin and create points. And this goes all the way back to like acupuncture and like, the Egyptians had tattoos. Like so in that aspect, yes, tattooing is a sacred thing. But in terms of Western tattooing and what we're doing, there's nothing sacred about it. We are trade workers who are performing. This is why I want my monkey painting, Jeff.
How are we back to the monkey?
Perform, monkey.
Stay on.
Because that's what it is. That whole sacred, you need to do an apprenticeship. Yes, you should do an apprenticeship, dude. Yes, you absolutely fucking should do an apprenticeship. However, if you are a phenomenal artist and you have an IQ above like 80, you can teach yourself to tattoo. Do I condone that? No, I think you should get a fucking apprenticeship because the 5 years of trial and error that you're going to do on your own and possibly create infections and fuck people's skin up, you can learn in 6 months.
Right.
And you can start making money in a year where it's going to take you 6 years without one. Like,
right. And that's always my argument too, that you should be doing an apprenticeship. But not everybody walks the same path.
Right.
And some people can't.
Right.
Right. There are places, believe it or not, that don't have a tattoo shop around the corner. Or there are places, believe it or not, that have tattoo shops that don't do apprenticeships.
There's a lot of shops that won't do apprenticeships.
Right. And there are large areas like that. Yeah. And people seem to think, well, just because I just walked down the street to the tattoo shop and they did my apprenticeship. Kudos to you, my guy.
That's how rare that is. You know how hard it is for people to get an apprenticeship? It's not an easy thing.
But since they got that apprenticeship,
Right.
they think it's easy for everybody to get that apprenticeship and that they should be able to just go to any tattoo shop and get the apprenticeship. And that's just not the case. And people fail to see anything past their own lives. They got their blinders on and they can't see that people are not walking the same path that they're walking. And I get that argument all the time and people are always so mad at me for it. And I'm just like, stop for a second and realize that just because you did it that way doesn't mean everybody's going to do it that way. Right. Just because you had to suffer. I get that one too. Well, I had to do that. I had to clean the floors and so what?
That's not suffrage.
Yeah. They think it is.
It's because people have no work ethic anymore and they're fucking lazy. Teaching apprentices cleaning, answering phones, doing paperwork teaches a respect for the studio so that it becomes habitual. Because if your sharps container's full and the health department comes through, you get a fine for that. If it's your sharps container and they try to find the studio, that's your fucking container. Guess who's paying that fine?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, for sure.
So the apprenticeship is supposed to teach respect for the studio before teaching the skill. Speaking of painters, if you look at the apprenticeships that were done back then, they were not allowed to touch canvas.
Yeah, for a long time.
Right. A real long time. And then once they were able to touch canvas, they were doing like circles and basic shapes, geometry. You know what I mean? Like they would have to mix pigments. There was a whole lot that went into that.
You're talking like 10, 15 years before your master would let you actually do your own masterpiece.
Right.
Right. But they can't see that. They fail to see that. And that drives me crazy. How can you not see the world around you? Right. I don't know.
Well, okay, so here's a better question. How many famous tattoo artists, like world-class famous tattoo artists, are self-taught?
A bunch.
Yeah. More than not.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they would have what they would call, they'd have an apprenticeship, but it was just nonsense.
Right.
And that's not an apprenticeship. Somebody handed you a tattoo machine and said, do that.
Right.
That's not an apprenticeship. Just because you learned to do it in a tattoo shop, that's not an apprenticeship.
Right.
Unless you had like that somebody legitimately teaching you, like I do with my apprentices. Right. That's not an apprenticeship. That's just somebody saying, here you go. This thing goes buzz, do tattoos.
I've actually seen that shit too. But I've also seen and heard, because I've been in the industry since 97.
Yeah.
I have seen people fucking take apprenticeship money, 3, 5, 10 grand, and sign a contract, and there'll be a clause in there that says if you can't do your job and we let you go, you're forfeiting all of this. And then 5-6 months down the road, they find a reason to fire the person and keep that money. And like, that's a dirty thing, but it happens in the industry.
Yeah.
That's why we don't charge for apprenticeships.
Yeah.
You're going to put in sweat equity. You're going to clean the studio, and you're going to answer the phones. You're going to do paperwork, and you're going to learn all the administrative shit of the shop before I let you work on anybody's skin. And then once you've done all of that, and I'm comfortable with you doing that, then you can start working on fake skin, and you can start sitting and watching and like, there's just a lot that goes into it with me. So, but yes, I don't know. It's not a sacred thing anymore. There are still tattooing in Polynesian culture that you have to set up an appointment for a very long time out. And like, they do research into your family. There are ceremonies that are held while it's being done. There are still cultures on the planet where if you get tattooed and you wince, you fucking shun your family. Like, there's that's sacred. There's a ritual behind it.
But that's not the mass majority of tattooing.
Right.
Western
There's
tattooing,
nothing sacred
or
about it.
even tattooing in general. There's absolutely nothing sacred about it. I'm not saying that there's not places where there it is,
Right.
But the way it is now, if you're on TikTok and you and you're sitting in a tattoo shop that's got a car in the middle of it, that is not sacred.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Have you seen a tattoo studio with a car in it?
I've seen a few,
Really?
quite a few. Dynamic has a tattoo shop in Pompano, and their tattoo shop has 2 cars sitting in the middle of it. Right in the middle of it, there's 3 cars. So there was a low
That's
rider.
a big fucking studio.
Yeah, it's huge. It was Dynamics.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's more than that. I mean, I've seen quite a few. There's one in Fort Myers, downtown Fort Myers, that's got a car in the middle of
I'm
it.
assuming these are non-running vehicles that are just for show.
I don't know.
I would imagine that having an engine like that running in the studio where you are going to get residual like contaminants in the air and on surfaces would create some sort of health issue.
You would think, but the one in the Dynamics studio, that thing had hydraulics, and they used it.
Wow.
They put little kids in it. When I went to that party thing, they put kids in it and let the car do its hydraulic thing.
That's crazy. In the studio.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of tattoo shops that have barber shops in them. And that was another one that, like, I understand can make a lot of money because those things go hand in hand. But I also know, because we have a barber shop directly next door, how much that hair gets on fucking everything. And if you're within a 1,000 or 2,000 square foot space, that hair is getting on shit. It's going to travel. It's going to end up with wounds. Like, I don't know. I know that there are people that are going to argue with me on that. And I'm sure there's ways to make it not as bad, but I wouldn't risk that.
I probably wouldn't either. I'm sure you're right. There's probably a way to make it not bad, like some kind of a venting system or something that pushes things. I don't have any idea. I'm not smart enough.
It's not that you're not smart enough. You just
don't care enough to figure it out.
Yeah, you just haven't looked into it.
Yeah,
you're smart enough to figure it out.
I'm ignorant in that.
Yeah.
In that realm there.
She just hit him with the no negative self-talk, but did it in a different manner. Did you see the look on her face?
Whose face? My
Hers.
face? Hers? No, I'm just over here vibing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, yeah.
Okay.
Taking a couple hits.
She's over there cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about like that car thing in the studio, and I had like a whole thought of who normalized having cars inside of a building outside of car dealerships, right? Like, who was the first dude to do that?
Mr. Cartoon.
What?
Mr. Cartoon.
I don't know who that is. That a legit thing?
He's a tattoo artist, real famous.
Huh.
He was like the pioneer of that Chicano stuff.
You know, somebody who didn't have an apprenticeship.
Yeah, he didn't have an apprenticeship.
Who's completely self-taught and is one of the most successful tattoo artists on the planet.
Yeah.
Jeff Gogwe. Yeah. I mean, I could do this.
What's the guy that does Garcia, David something Garcia, he does flowers.
Phil Garcia.
Phil Garcia. He's self-taught.
His roses are fucking insane.
Yep.
I've not seen them healed. Like, I always see the fresh pictures, obviously, because it's Instagram shit.
Yeah.
But if they heal like his fucking dude.
Now that I say that, I might be thinking of somebody else. I know that Phil Garcia does the flowers, but I might be like putting him in the same boat as somebody that's self-taught.
Yeah.
So if Phil Garcia is not self-taught, my bad. But it's something like that.
Mr. Cartoon was a graffiti artist who built a tattoo machine, like a fucking prison type machine, and was tattooing like musicians with a homemade machine. And like when he started leveling his shit up and buying real equipment, he would get on a bus and travel with like Cypress Hill and fucking tattoo in this tattoo bus at Cypress Hill shows and shit. Like he has a Modelo commercial. He's got like studios and shit. He's one of the most famous like graffiti tattoo artists in the country.
That's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, he pioneered an entire style of tattooing, and it's one of the most like copied styles of tattooing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere like I would say probably west of Nevada and not see his artwork somewhere. Yeah, he's badass.
Yeah. Kind of like oh man, I can't remember his name right now. Never mind. His flash was literally everywhere.
Spider Web, Mr. Ed Lee.
Edward Lee. His flash was literally everywhere. Now, Edward Lee, I've actually met him a couple times. He's a pretty cool dude, but his art's everywhere.
Yeah.
If you go into any tattoo shop on the planet, and they have flash, you're finding Ed Lee flash.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who made a lot of money in 90s, 2000s on flash sheets.
Yeah, William Webb.
Yeah, Spider Web. Yeah, all of that shit though. Google ended that. Google ended that shit quick.
Yeah.
There was
just download it and print it.
Yeah, there was a very short amount of time where those guys were pumping out crazy amounts of flash, and that bullseye flash sheets were selling those sets stupid expensive.
You bottom up.
Yep.
They come to you unlaminated.
Yep. Came with line work though.
They did.
And it was basic as fuck.
Yeah.
No reference marks or nothing. You always had to go back in and make your own line work.
Yep. I remember that.
Thinking about the differences between the 90s and the present day makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, why is that?
Because that's what? A 30-year time span?
Yeah.
And everything has changed.
Yeah. Well, we saw, so in the tattoo industry, you saw great strides from traditional to new school. Mm-hmm. And like that was the 90s and early 2000s. We were moving away from tribal and tramp stamps and like, getting really heavy into big, bold color, thick lines. And then you saw the transition into more realism because real artists recognized that tattooing was a viable career where painting was not. And you got the Nick Baxters and you got the people who...
Oh, man, I remember just being like, Nick Baxter.
Yeah. That motherfucker can paint. Holy shit. He can tattoo. He's a phenomenal tattoo artist, but his paintings...
He's got an instructional DVD, Nick Baxter does.
I know, I got it.
That is wild.
I bought his book too. That's how I taught myself to oil paint.
Yeah, when I taught myself how to tattoo, it was through these instructional DVDs.
Yeah.
And he uses coil machines, or he did. He doesn't. I don't know if he does anymore, but he did. And he would run that needle out real far, and I'm real far. And the question for him was like, how do you get the ink to carry? Because needles run out so far. And in the video, he says, I just plunge the needle all the way down to the skin until the tube touches.
Ugh.
In the video.
Wow. Wow.
Now, when you're learning to tattoo, and I didn't know any better, I was like, are you kidding me? But now that I know better, I've seen the DVD again since I knew better, I understood that the coil machine was tuned to not allow the needle to go too far.
Right.
But at the time, I was like, are you kidding me? And it was wild, dude.
That's crazy. Then, after all of that transitioning happened, the TV show started. And once the TV show started, tattooing changed forever.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not over. It's more mainstream now than it's ever been.
Well, I mean, it's over for like the way that it was.
It'll never go back.
Yeah.
Because now everybody's got them. Doctors, lawyers, it doesn't matter. Rocket scientists for NASA, fucking tattoos on their faces. Like, it's becoming a recognized art form, and it's not just a criminal underground nonsense the way that it used to be viewed. So there's also been the change in like the apprentice tattoos. You remember apprentices used to be under the shirts.
Yeah.
Now they're throats and forearms.
Yeah.
Face tattoos, head tattoos, and they've got nothing on their torsos.
Right.
Things change. Now we're at a point where you can get anesthesia and get your entire body done while under anesthesia.
I'm sorry, what?
That's how Post Malone got his entire back done. He got his entire back tattooed. Was it his back or the inside of his thighs? He went under full anesthesia and had like 3 artists working on him. There was another YouTuber that just recently did the same thing.
Yeah. And they are always, okay, somebody please explain this to me, okay? They put these people under anesthesia, and they get a perfectly still human being that doesn't complain, and you get this much time to do these awesome tattoos, whatever. How come all these tattoo artists are garbage, bro? What in the absolute? How did they get that gig? Like, I'm not what you would consider to be one of the best tattoo artists, okay? But I am damn sure better than these people. How come all the rich people have terrible tattoos? Why? Like Mahomes, like that's my dude, right? One of these days I'm going to tell him his tattoos are terrible. Hopefully he sees this, right? But anyway, you have all that money and you're getting tattooed by somebody that is just garbage.
Yeah.
Why?
Do you think that it's because some of these people are famous and they're able to find people to come to them versus them going to the studio and having to deal with that? Because I got to be honest, if somebody famous, like real famous, not like a baseball player, like Post Malone, was to call the studio and be like, hey, this is Post Malone. I want a tattoo, but I need the studio to be empty.
I'd empty it.
Yeah. Yeah, I fucking would. You're still paying for the tattoo. I ain't doing that shit for free.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll book you in on this day, and I would rebook every fucking appointment and lock the doors. Come through the back door, bro. Nobody will even know you're here.
Yeah. All day, every day.
Right.
You need me to come to a hotel room for a person like that?
Yeah.
I would.
Right.
For a person like that? Like, so that was one of my thought processes too. And I think she had that thing too. Like, well, maybe they just don't, want to be doing that and they got to come to them and all that stuff. That's fine. You're telling me that people that are good tattoo artists will not go to tattoo these famous folk?
They will, because most of them work conventions.
Yeah.
So it's no different. I know people who go to conventions that fucking work in their hotel rooms while they're at the convention.
Yeah.
And then go and literally just enter the pieces. They rent the booth to be at the convention to do best of. We'll go tattoo over like the whole weekend in the hotel room, go throw white highlights and day of and go and enter the fucking piece. Because they're not being bothered. There's no one at the booth. They don't have to worry about people coming in and out. Their clients can smoke and drink. Like, yeah, it's a whole ordeal. That's a very big thing in the tattoo community.
Right. So why do the famous people pick?
I have no idea.
Terrible tattoo artists.
I have no idea.
Where does this come from?
Maybe it's availability. They have such intense schedules.
Yeah. I could get that too.
Yeah, I don't believe that though, because I know when I was still I have tattooed a couple of big name people. I'm not going to name them, but I have. And when they were like, hey, I want it, and I'm like, cool. I called my appointment day of and be like, I can't tattoo you, bro. Like,
if Mahomes called me tomorrow or messaged me tomorrow and DM'd me and was like, hey, bro, I need this tattoo. I got 6 hours. I'm on a plane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fair.
I don't care if it costs me $2,000 to get on that plane. I'm on that plane.
Yep.
Well, not only because it's Mahomes and I'm like, yay, I'm going to get that.
It's right. But there's a long-term return on investment that comes into that.
Right. A long-term return. Yeah.
Dude, I wish I could explain that to people and get them to understand it. That is the hardest thing about owning a business. Employees and getting them to understand return on investment.
Yeah.
New people, like you get it. We've had you and I have had multiple conversations with people in the studio about long-term investments and like the quality of customer service and how that benefits you long-term, and they don't get it. It's like talking to a fucking wall. I don't understand that, dude. Like, to me, it instantly clicked. It's no different than me going to a bar and having a good interaction with the fucking bartender.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be back here next week. The bar shit, like,
I'm not dumb. When I go to the bar, when I used to go to the bar, right? I'm not dumb. I understood that. I still understand that. And the first thing I do when I go into the bar is tip the bartender. Before I ever get a drink, it's boom, there's your tip. And you're going to continue to get more of those.
Yep.
But when I come up here and raise my hand, everybody else stops. And it's me. Yep. And you can ask her, if I'm there and I want a beer, I don't wait in a line. I'm up there and I'm the first person they come to. Because I understood that. I put forth that investment to know that I'm not going to stand in line for 20 minutes trying to get one drink. Yeah. And it's the same thing. They don't understand. It is. That's a small scale, but it's the same thing.
It is. We've done shop outings a couple of times, and there's been times where I've put $100 bill on the table and told the waitress, if my glass is empty, you don't get this.
That works, yeah.
Because it keeps them at the table all night long. If there's ever a problem or anybody has a question, I don't have to worry about that because they're going to get a $100 tip.
Yep.
And plus the tip of, the 13 people that are fucking at the restaurant eating. I don't know. People don't understand that customer service and that quality of care goes a long fucking way in every industry.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't understand the a little now
is a lot longer.
Is a lot later.
Yep. That's one of the things that I'm working with Buffalo Graphics on is their hospitality. There's a book that everybody should read. whether you're in the hospitality game or not, is called Unreasonable Hospitality. I don't know the author of the book. It's yellow. You can't fucking miss the book. And his dad he took him to one of the big restaurants that was a 4-star Madison, whatever it is in New York. I don't remember what it is. It's a huge thing. And that was like a thing that he did with his dad all the time. And it made him want to get into the restaurant business. And now he's got one of the most successful restaurants in the country, 5-star restaurant, but his entire thing is about hospitality. So like in the book, they talk about how somebody had dropped something and it ruined something. And like the person left the restaurant. One of the workers left the restaurant and drove to wherever this thing was and drove it back for the person that was eating there. Like not expected. They just did it to be nice. Like they'll walk out in the rain with an umbrella. Like the hospitality goes a long way. That's the return on investment. And I made Jordan, the guy that owns Buffalo Graphics, read that book. And now we're implementing a lot of that in his business because I'm trying to help him to grow that. And this is not really relevant to anything, but it is. I like toffee. Chocolate bars, like Heath bars, are one of my favorite things. And I obviously mentioned it on a live stream or something. And the last time we went and picked up our shirts, it was 800 t-shirts, 10,000 stickers. And I placed another 1,000 shirt order and 50 hoodie order. And anyways, it ended up costing me $15,000. It was a very expensive day. But when I walked in, he handed me a Heath bar. And I was like, oh shit, thanks, bro. Like, I love this. He's like, yeah, I know you like these. And like, he took me back and we did our thing. And then when I got back, I opened one of those boxes and underneath 2 of the t-shirts was a fucking Heath bar. And as I've been unpacking these shirts and selling t-shirts, I'm finding Heath bars. He put a bunch of them in the boxes. There's probably more out there still.
Yeah.
But that every time I see one of those Heath bars, I laugh. And then I remember that I am a valued customer to this guy, so much so that he went out of his way to buy a box of Heath bars. That shit goes a long way in terms of people being fucking like about your business. I appreciate that. I appreciate the lead into the joke too, because he prefaced it by giving me the candy bar. Like if I'd have just found it in the box, I'd be like, oh, cool, candy bar. The delivery was there. Mm-hmm. Like it was almost like a dad joke. It was very good. I appreciated it.
Yeah. Was it Gary Vanderchuck? Gary V?
Yeah.
He tells a story online about one of his first big clients or whatever, and they sent the client like a signed Bears jersey.
Mm. Yeah.
And then that guy got him another like huge client. It all stemmed from this jersey that he bought just to say thank you for buying our wine. And then it just ended up getting him like, I think it's a ridiculous $500,000 or something. Yeah. Another sale or something crazy. It was nutty.
Yep.
But it's the same thing.
It is. Do you know the 1-800-ASK Gary? Have you seen those commercials or heard the radio ads?
I don't listen to either.
This was a while ago. I don't even know if it's still a thing, but he's really big in the area. And he is a referral service. He's not a doctor. He's not a lawyer. He's not a massage parlor. He literally just connects these people. And he built a fucking brand off of it. And I know somebody that he was trying to get to join his firm, and like the people refused. And he sent him like $3,000 worth of steak at Christmas. It was like, this would have been your bonus. Just want to let you know what you're missing out on. Bro, like, tell me that's not a flex. I don't know if that story's true or not. I was told that by somebody that knows the person that got the steaks. Like, wow. That's a big deal. Like, that's a huge laying the dick on the table. Like, this could have been your bonus, because you're teaching somebody at that point. It's one thing to try to sell someone on something. It's another to show them their loss.
Yeah.
And that's the game that people that play the stock market play. If you're a stockbroker and you've got somebody that's got $1 million in their savings accounts and they're residually getting insurance payments, they're making money. They see the savings go up.
Yeah.
But if a stockbroker calls you and goes, okay, if you would have invested on March 3rd, it's now April 15th. You would have made an additional $8,000 this month, and then calls you again in September and was okay, from April to September, you would have made another $29,000. Like, then they're going, okay, I'm really losing money. Yeah. And they get them to invest. It's the same thing. It's a fucking sales tactic. Mm-hmm. I love that shit. I think everybody should take a sales course at least once.
I agree with that.
You ever take a sales course?
Nope.
I have. I actually, so downtown Clearwater is owned by Scientologists. And a lot of the businesses there, if you get a job there, even if you're not a Scientologist and you want to make management, you have to take a management and Scientology course. And they are Dianetics. It's all study of the brain. And that was one of the best fucking courses that I've ever taken in terms of management, because I wanted to move up in a company I was in, and they offered it for free. And you're going to take it. And I'm like, it's Scientology, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to learn something. I'm going. It's free.
Yeah.
And I did. And I learned the biggest takeaway from that was to walk out of a meeting with like quick interaction. I actually seen it and happen, and then I started implementing that shit in my day-to-day life. When like I was doing things, I would say what I needed to say and I'd walk away. And people would be like, I can't believe you just did that. And then 2 or 3 days later, I'd call and be like, hey, did you think about what I had to say? And they'd be like, yeah, I haven't stopped thinking about it.
Yeah.
We thought we offended you.
Yeah.
We thought you were angry when you left. I was like, no, just I said what I needed to say, and that was that. Are we gonna do this or what? And like it shit worked. It's fucking stupid the way that
I've
works.
just always done it natural. It would be cool to have to take a class for it though, to see if what I'm doing right or what I'm doing wrong. I do a lot of weird things natural that people are like, I don't know how you know how to do that. I just do it naturally. And it's a common sense thing for me. Every time somebody says something, I'm like, it's common sense. And how's that common sense? I don't know, but I think it is common sense.
Right, because it's treating people well. I actually looked into, I posted in the shop group chat. If
I muted that.
Yeah. I asked if I could find a sales course, who would want to take it. Javier and I think Kevin were the only ones who agreed. But I did. I started getting online trying to find seminars, because if we can go to Orlando and rent a room for a weekend, it's shop expense. I'll pay for the whole fucking thing. But I can't find a seminar. Every seminar that I found is all for real estate. Yeah. I don't need a real estate seminar. I want a sales seminar. So if you're listening to this podcast and you happen to be a specialist in sales, reach out to us, because I would love to have you on the fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Can make it a business trip. I'll even fly you in.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Well, I have a studio now.
Yeah.
The studio that I have used to be a church. So there's a giant fucking room that we can put folding chairs in, and I can get everybody that works for me into that room, and we can even do a seminar. And then we can have you on the podcast later. Make money and be here. I'm trying.
You didn't sell it very good, dude.
No, I didn't sell it very good.
I thought it was cool. If there's somebody out there watching,
I'll send you a box of steaks.
There you go. There
you go.
Box of steaks. I've always done that stuff naturally, and I don't understand how other people don't. A lot of the times, I don't understand how people don't see those things. Yeah. I just don't understand it.
Do you think that it comes down to people's like their social skills? Because we understand hospitality. We understand the way that we want to be treated. A lot of people don't want to interact with people. Like, they've gotten so recluse, social awkwardness, video game life, staying inside and being on the internet all day versus actually socially interacting. We grew up in a time where that was a thing. We rode our bicycles and like we played outside and we had groups of friends. We didn't have the internet until we were almost adults. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe, probably.
And you're in the sales environment.
Well, there's a lot of people in a sales environment that still
but they
can't
don't have
do
it.
Yeah.
And the people have been doing it for years and still can't do it. How many times? I don't know how often somebody will come in and want a $300 tattoo, and I sell them a $1,200 tattoo.
That's true. Okay.
It happens all the time, and I'm not like pushy about it. I make them think that it was their idea, and I don't know. I don't know where I got it from or whatever. To me, it's just like it's common sense, you know.
People want to have options, right? So and that's where that making them feel like it's their idea. If you lay out 3 things and get them to pick something, even if it's 3 things that you want to do, the picking gives them the power of an option. Like, I made this decision versus telling them this is what you're going to do.
Make the decision.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So when I'm like, babe, Outback or sushi, and you pick one, I'm fucking stoked because I'm getting Outback or sushi.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. All we got to do is figure out how to pick one.
Right. Well, you pick 2 and then have them pick the one.
I got to be able to pick 2. I can't pick it.
No, why not?
I'm terrible at figuring out what in the world we're eating.
Well, that's her job.
Well, she's just as terrible.
Today she said, what do you want for food? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, will you eat Carrabba's? Like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know what they have.
I was just going to ask if it was good.
I don't like Carrabba's. Their steak, all but like that much of it was fucking perfect. Like, if they would have just nailed the center of that steak, I would eat Carrabba's every day. Like, it was fucking perfect.
We went to Leroy's on our anniversary.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get her to go there forever.
Yeah.
Now look at her.
Good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
But
you been there?
I haven't, because there's no parking down there.
Doesn't matter, bro.
It does to me. I drive a $140,000 car, Bryant, parking that bitch and walking anywhere.
Well, we parked
we were really close on the side streets right next to it. We were really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take my Jeep.
Yeah, I was gonna say we take your car. I'm real weird about my car. Like,
no, I get it for sure.
Bro, I'm telling you, that place is.
It was good. It was worth it.
You're talking about steak.
Yeah.
It was good.
We went the only other place in Florida. I know you guys that I keep stopping you from saying something because every time I look over, you're going.
Well, yeah, because I got to finish the Carrabba's story because I'll forget.
Okay, go for
it.
The
point of that was that she said, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I don't know." And we landed on Carrabba's, and I was like, "I don't know what we have there." I was like, "But you know what I eat? Just order me food. Like, I don't want to make a decision." And then I got a fucking bomb ass steak out of it and French fries. Broccoli smelled fucked up. It smelled like a really raunchy fart. That steak was amazing. That was the end of the story.
So the best steak that we've had prior to Leroy's, did you hear my voice crack? That's how excited I am about it. Was Kane's Cattle Company. And that was up north when we went and swam with the manatees. Like, that place was amazing.
That's also in Florida?
Really
it's in Florida. Yeah.
He's talking about steak and he's going through puberty all over again.
I'm telling you. And then when you go to Leroy's, I'm like, it's hard to decide which one's better, steak wise. It's easy. The sides are easy because you are not beating that mac and cheese from Leroy's.
Was really good.
It is not happening. So you need to go.
Good. We should make a thing and go.
Do they they have like big seating areas there? Mm-hmm. Like reservation big seating areas? Like if we were like, hey, we have 15 people.
They have it outside.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Well, then I don't know. Why?
If it's January or February and it's actually like colder than 70 degrees, I'll sit outside. Yeah. I ain't sitting outside. Fuck that. But there's we do shop outings at Christmas time. Oh. So like if they would host enough people, we could go to Leroy's.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to do that.
No? He don't want to do shop outings. He's not coming to one of them. I fucking rented a roller skating rink several times to try to get him to go. Like, you bring your woman and kids, bro. Like, I can have up to 50 people in this bitch.
Was that right around when I broke my ankle? Was that when that was?
No.
No?
No, it was before that.
I remember the roller skating thing, and I don't remember why we didn't go.
I don't know.
We were renting that shit out on a regular basis at one point. I love roller skating. My big ass can skate.
I can't anymore. I did not know that I can't.
Do you know that the whole thing, like the company you keep will eventually become who you are? Yeah. You adapt the qualities from the people around you.
We preach this shit all the time.
Right? Well, I don't want to adapt or adopt those qualities. Well, I like the people in there.
Right.
Individually. Okay? I can handle you, and I can handle you. I can't handle all of you.
So you don't think that a Christmas dinner once a year is going to somehow make you become like that?
Well, no. But by that time, I know nothing about them, and I don't want to go with them.
So Leroy's won't happen because...
It's Leroy's. You can't go just for the steak and the smile on his face when you show up.
Probably.
Yeah.
I could probably do it. But like...
It would make him really happy if you showed up.
We can go without the shop. I got to be honest. This year, motherfuckers are getting gift cards. After what happened last year, I'm a little salty.
What the fuck happened last year?
Oh man, how much of this do I want to put on the internet?
All of it.
No, I can't. And I was like, all right, fuckers, like, game on. And so this year, I'm either going to go really above and beyond to be petty, or I'm just going to give everybody a $50 gift card. Because normally when we do shop outings, last time we did a shop outing at Prime, it cost me $1,300. Yep.
It would cost you more than that at Leroy's.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, we've taken our entire studio to Universal Studios, Halloween Horror Nights. Like, I've paid for hotel rooms. Like, I've done a lot.
People don't see.
They don't appreciate it.
They don't.
There you go. She sees it because I bitch about it constantly. We're cutting this?
I can.
Okay, that's what we're cutting.
Let's just end this and then we can have this conversation.
Okay.
Guys, that's 2 hours and probably ish. 2 hours ish.
Is it supposed to be 2 hours?
No, we've been trying to keep them under 2, but we'll wrap it up at 2. I'm going to have to edit and cut some of these things out, so it'll probably be right around 2 hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. There'll be regulars on the show once the studio's set up, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're cutting that whole little like interaction we just had, right?
I'm going to cut a lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
TikTok. Follow me.